Okay.
Staff a boost.
7:30.
We're gonna be done at 6:30. If Donald shows up. We're gonna be done at 6:30. Okay. And I have that up as well, which is nice. Okay. Screw you, the other person's not ready to go. Took me a second to remember. Who is it? It's not quite yet there. Where is it? Oh, God.
Ooh, fun. My internet doing the die.
Oh, yes, that's what I wanted to look up. Okay. Because that is kind of a thing that I kind of need to look up.
Hello, Donald.
Hello.
Hello.
We're not going to talk about the fact that I forgot it was at 3:30 and not 3, so I definitely didn't boot up Fantasy Grounds at like 2:50.
That would explain a tremendous amount is what that would explain.
Shh.
Your obliviousness brought me much joy.
No. We'd just gotten home from, like, getting boba, and that was, yeah, out of it.
Ah.
Ah.
At the doctor's office?
No. Just looking at something that I forgot to look at earlier.
The fun time I had with that wrecking ball.
Oh, you should totally get a webcam, by the way.
I should, but that would require me to not be lazy.
I straight up
probably
just
a good
ordered a bunch of
personality
Laffy
trait.
Taffy from Amazon, so I'm expecting it to be here Tuesday. I feel the need to inform you that that is something that I have now done.
Gross.
Alright.
Laffy Taffy's delicious.
Did you just say gross?
Yes.
Slap him.
Disgusting.
He is in smacking range.
You know my opinions.
I didn't know that one.
Yes, you did.
Banana Laffy Taffy is the best thing.
I dislike Banana Laffy Taffy greatly.
Agreed.
Thank you. Somebody agrees with me.
It is basic and it is nasty.
Also, Sky's trying to threaten Tessin, and all I have to say is my spooked boy would obliterate his apparently woolly rat barbarian, according to him.
Oh no.
Yeah, no.
So me and Sky got invited to another campaign on Sundays at noon, so we were doing that earlier. It was great. It was.
Oh,
We got turned into animals, and our highest stat determined our like form, and he was just a buff fucking rat named Meg.
Named Meg.
now every time you just want to be quiet, just say, "Shut up, Meg."
Oh yeah, Gus, by the way, I would like you to know that from henceforth, my unseen servant will herefore be named Craig.
Craig.
Yeah,
Okay.
Greg. Also, Gus, I want you to know that the first fucking thing I did as a goblin in that other campaign was to roll a 20 to steal a soul coin without actually realizing what it was. It hurt myself.
And you have a deck of many things within the first session 0?
Yeah, it's kind of... He's like a medium, but he's a nice guy, so...
Explain yourself, child.
Interesting is all I have to say to that.
I'll let everyone else sort themselves out. I just want to play some fucking D&D, and that's what we're here to do, right? We're here to play some fucking D&D.
We were, but now you've got to explain yourself, child.
So you got it. This D6 is just straight up fucking roll on the screen.
Yeah, no, Gus, I don't want to hear it after Tuesday.
What about Tuesday? What about Tuesday?
What do you think about Tuesday?
What about Tuesday?
The sheer amount of times you dump roll d20s on me?
No, you dump roll d20s.
I didn't.
I was rolling
Didn't
d8s
you?
for damage. You had to make the saving throws.
No, I'm talking about on fancy grounds, Bucky.
Oh, yes. Yes.
You're like, Anthony, what are you doing this all the time? And I'm like, I never do it. It's always Noah.
So yeah, I started spam rolling dice because it doesn't make any sound for me. So it's just a visual while
Like
this
this?
happening.
It's a visual on the screen.
So
And I am visually distracted very easily.
You know what that sounds like?
I want to
Make
flip
it
you off so badly right now.
Or is it like this?
Problem. That
All
one.
you gotta
That
do
one
is
was
It
what I was
wasn't your
doing.
problem when I started dinging you.
Oh, dude,
Fred, would you
the
say it's
fucking
a
Windows
you
notification.
problem?
No, I would not. We need to make
Y'all-
Noah roll on here because then he actually rolls 50-50 bad and good.
No.
It's perfectly balanced.
As all things
all
should
things
be.
Like-
Should be.
Psychopath die for the win. And I say me not wanting a freaking, what was it, a dex or a con save to see how many
Dex.
bones I'd break on impact.
Kind of balanced it. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So Marcus died.
Well,
Bree's about to die.
Clifford is
Clifford is Angie.
who knows where Clifford is?
and not here.
So
I-
did he get banished?
Maybe.
No, he's dead.
Well,
Gus, why are you appearing offline constantly like a coward?
oh, cause I was having Arc install last night, but it never installed. But I didn't want people messaging me, so I set myself as offline so people would not bother me. So.
Oh, people don't bother you when you're offline? Wow.
No, I don't get messaged when I'm offline.
Unless it's me.
No, yeah, you and Noah are the
I'm
only people who message me things when I'm offline. It's you and Noah.
Because I know
You're
you'll get to it eventually.
Yep.
So
It's
anyway,
like, why would you not message someone when they're offline?
anyway, yeah, no one bothers
Just like
me, so
texting, they'll get to it eventually.
that's why I was appearing as offline because I was downloading Arc and I didn't want to get any messages. So. Mm.
you know, now I'm
That's
curious
how-
what happens
Dare
if I
you.
would buy Arc. If I got Arc on
Arc
Epic
is
and then installed it again.
Arc is free on Epic. It's currently like at
Yeah, I know.
41%. I had to stop it because it didn't install last time. That pisses me off.
The ultimate Home Alone trap right here.
Scree.
He do be doing the die though. He was up like I was playing comp at 3 AM and he was still up on WoW.
Maybe
Child.
he fell asleep.
Well,
Therefore, it was 6 AM for him.
Child.
what I'm gonna
King
do.
So
Clifford.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go grab his character sheet. And we're going to move on.
Fuck.
Look, we can just have probably banish him now,
Yeah.
and then when he gets back, he can come back.
So, what did I miss
oh, I
last
was not
session?
sure if one.
That is the solution that's going to happen, though.
I got smacked.
You didn't miss a whole lot. So, who wants to give
Except
me a
for
recap?
maybe
Let me get my notes. Oh boy.
All he needs to know is that Marcus is
Dead.
yeah, and
Is Drifter okay?
Oh no, Drifter's fine. Nothing happened to
You're
Drifter.
fine. Nothing can
He is
ever touch you.
unscathed.
Yeah. Marcus died.
I
though.
forget he has advantage on initiative rolls.
Alright, so here we go. Who's ready? So we met dear old Maggie, and her questionable associates, and they took us in a room, and we went into a dream sequence to see what Lulu forgot, except Lulu was lying to us. So it was Lulu and a blindfolded angel, and it was like a rainbow Teletubby land, but it wasn't, because Lulu's a filthy fucking liar. So, most of us were too
Do
stupid
not talk
to be past
terrible
it.
about Lulu. Lulu is
I'm not done with the recap. So most of us were too stupid.
I'm
to
gonna
see
mute
past
him
the
for a
Angel.
second.
Marcus and Tobias weren't. They realized she was full of shit, and then devils showed up. 6 of them. Angel went down. Then the devils surrendered because we win, and then she was gone. Then the world changed, and then there were some sludge that hurt like a lot. Like holy fuck, like that, like really hurts. Ow. Let's see. So then Lulu was on a pillow. You got a spyglass. She's really excited because she knows where a sword is. Maybe she's not lying. Lulu fly. That's all I wrote about that. Oh, sword is on hill. Harmon's Hill. Gotta go there.
Gotta go
Then, thanks to Maggie and good old Chuka and Clonk, we got cars. Mad Max Simulator 2020. We got a scavenger and we got a devil's ride, which is a motorcycle that Marcus immediately broke. And then broke
It wasn't my fault.
She
Okay.
gave us 3 coins.
Say I
Yep.
broke it.
3 really shiny, dangerous coins. Each car takes 1, and they last 24 hours. Of
73, 72.
We went off through the desert in these cars, and we driving, and we ran into a Goliath that matched the description that given to us by Maggie, and we thought, hey, maybe this guy's cool, but he wasn't. He was just an idiot. So we tried So we rescued the Goliath from these things, and also himself. And then he tried to he made friends with Tessin, and then immediately tried to kill Tobias. The
He
end.
tried to kill Tobias because he was
hang on.
raging, and I
Boars and
teleported
rat
directly
bad.
behind
Yes.
him.
Also, yeah. Boars and rats bad. They attacked us with an even bigger car than the cars that we got. That's unfair.
Oh yeah, the werewolves.
So we killed
alright.
them and we took their car, and he's mad. The frog died.
We're still
Marcus
killing
got hit
them.
with a wrecking ball, and then he died.
The frog died. That is what I love.
So,
Oh, the claws. That sucks.
So-
You know they added
Tess
Wrecking Ball to
died,
Avernus.
so- Yeah. All right. Cool. How was
So-
that?
where you currently find yourselves is on these vehicles that that your new ally is currently in the driver's seat of, and is in the process of stopping and slowing it. Drifter, you have been given an order by Probably, and were complying, to turn your vehicle around and gun it back in the direction of where she saw Marcus and the
smacked.
Devil's Ride get smacked hard. As it sits, this is where things are. You guys are... You have the Barbarian currently sitting in the seat with Tobias behind him. Or actually, he stood up and smacked Tobias pretty hard, hopefully. And you both still have a wearboard driver, machine operator, who is now climbing up the vehicle to try to engage the two of you, as well as the vehicle operator in the back who operates the wrecking ball has not been taken care of.
Oh, yeah, and
The Devil's
flipping
Ride, or
through
the Demon
driver
Grinder.
outfit,
The
thing.
Demon Grinder is for the most part still yet intact and has taken
I
minimal
think
damage.
I flew over with Joe as well.
Yes, you are over there as well. You're the one who hurt the driver because he's going up, turns around, sees you, gets smacked.
And Joe.
This is, and I believe if I'm
Don't
correct,
forget Joe.
if I'm correct, I left off initiative at the top of the list, which is Marcus and the Devil Ride. Marcus, I'm gonna have you roll me a D4, please.
Mm-hmm. 1.
You'll wake up within 1 hour on your own time.
Yay.
Now it's the crew of the Scavenger. Drifter and Probably are the only ones left aboard the vehicle. Drifter, you are driving it.
Drifter. All right. So now that I've told you to turn around,
Don't forget Lulu and my cat. They're in there as well.
they
Yes,
are
Lulu
in
and the cat
there.
are just kind of vibing in the car. Or in the
Like,
Scavenger.
I may be dead, but
I'm gonna vibe my way back over to one of the little gun turrets and look out.
So you pull...
And as I asked you last time, I can definitely see the Goliath threatening the wizard, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. No, I'm casting banishment. Bye-bye.
probably good Scree's not here.
Fine, yeah, no. But the unfortunate thing is now Gus gets to make the saving throw, which means he's gonna pass.
What saving throw is he making?
Banishment.
Charisma.
Banishment.
Huh. What's the DC?
Would you roll?
Did you say Constitution?
I haven't rolled yet. She said charisma. I'm asking what the DC is before I make the roll.
Charisma 15.
Okay, dice. I swear to God, if you.
Tiefling hybrid.
Okay, actually
Do it.
stop.
He nat 20, didn't he? With that
Oh, you
face,
know he did.
that's a
He-
face
he-
of nat 20.
I really need Scree to be here so I answer a couple of questions.
Uh-oh.
So, as you cast this spell, you feel the infernal magics wrap around him, grabbing hold of him. You watch as these black iron chains appear from a shadowy rift around the Goliath, as he starts struggling against these chains as they drag him towards a void. You watch as suddenly the chains erupt in infernal flames, disintegrating the chains. Your spell took hold, and he was nearly successfully banished, but something has interfered of a power unlike any you've yet to face, and has prevented him from departing. Still
Well, that
bound by
might
these,
be-
still bound
That
by
makes
these,
me trust him an awful lot.
still bound by these chains. The Goliath is currently, like, tied up by these chains. He still struggles against them. And he is
Wizard,
still
get the fuck out
struggling.
of there.
He is still struggling against the effects of the banishment spell, as whatever is protecting him works against your magics.
Alright, so it's now me versus this other fucking thing. Okay, that's my turn. Hey, Drifter, you're driving.
He rolled a 4, by the way.
Good.
For once, he's failed.
Cool.
You misunderstand the fact that I have multiple things in play that give me much protective power.
Like, it's called Gus is a bitch.
Nope.
It's called the one-sided coin.
It's gonna be his turn trying to break free from the chains. I'm actually gonna have him roll strength to try to break these magical chains. He fucking dominated that DC. So he manages to, like, finally break free from these chains before, like, looking at you, Tobias. Tess and Tobias, what are you doing? Drifter, what are you doing?
Cool, so how far away are we from the other vehicle?
You are, I'm gonna say you're 50 feet distance from it, but you're about parallel. You're just facing opposite directions.
So he's looking straight at me, right?
Yep.
How
And
many
you
people are left on board?
watched as this rift of shadow began to try to grab him, and you watched as only strangely from your perspective you could see this. You see behind him as these chains try to drag him back through this portal. You see a blasted desert landscape. Not unlike anything you've seen in the material plane, just a desert. And as you watched, as you alone saw, a red-clawed hand grabs the portal and squeezed it closed, before now working to sever the chains binding him.
It pulled him back, though, Toby. You should, fuck off. Away from the angry barbarian.
So how many people are left on the other vehicle? Like how many of the wares?
Looking over from your perspective, you can see the one boar-like creature operating the wrecking ball in the end. You can see Tessin engaged with the wereboar, and Tobias engaged with the Goliath, or that's what it looks like.
There's also that dude that Clifford threw off the side.
You cannot see him at the moment, actually. You have no idea where he is.
Ooh.
Okay, who is Clifford?
The Goliath.
Big Red.
Huh?
Got it.
Big Red.
Ah.
Actually, there's another way I could have done that, and I might as well do it, but later.
Do I know where Marcus is?
No.
Around
You
where
were
he is?
as far as you were told, you were driving in his direction.
Cool, so I'm gonna keep on going in that direction.
Okay. Taking the vehicle's full movement, taking your action to drive the vehicle's full movement 100 feet, you come to view, cresting a ridge and descending over it, you see before you the Devil's Ride wrecked. Bits of it splayed out over several hundred feet as it just traveled and scattered. And in the core of the wreck, near a flaming hunk of metal, you can barely see what you think is Marcus laying in the dirt, pinned by wrecked machinery.
You good?
Tess and Tobias, what you doing?
He says you
Okay,
good.
Noah, your mic is fucking up like nobody else's business.
Hey, Rasputin.
Yeah, that you actually sounded like Rasputin there.
That is fucking great. I'm gonna have to freaking go back and watch the footage just to hear it myself.
It's interesting. Fix it. Tessa Tobias.
Hey Gus, you want to buy me better internet because they sure won't.
See about that.
Get a job. eh?
Exactly. That's what I thought.
So, I would like to expend all of my movement to get as far away from this man as possible.
You start climbing up like the wreck or up the top of the demon grinder, like you're like backpedaling away, and your hand hits something and turn around. You found a hatch going in the vehicle that you didn't see before, hidden behind metal plating. You looking down, you start pulling, and you like stop for a second. This thing is heavy. Make me a strength check to try to open this.
Yep.
Don't now.
And we have the twig caster boys there.
Frick!
That's
That's a 5 on the die, yeah, plus 5.
Oh.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
5.
Okay, so as you reach it, you start like grabbing this, and like you're like, I'm committed to this now. So you like get like to a proper like lifting stance, and like it takes you a moment to get an inch before it just falls out of your grasp.
High five for twig boys. That was sad.
The Twiggy high five.
Before Tobias, as you turn around to see like if anybody saw this, you see what looks like the face of a pit fiend, enlarged, staring down at the barbarian before uttering a few syllables that you cannot quite make out, and the chains binding the Goliath are dissipated entirely.
Oh, no.
Rude.
Can the Goliath still see me?
Yes. However, his
Can
turn
I
has
go to
been
a place where he
expended.
can't see me?
Down the hatch.
Dang. Okay.
However, the Goliath has expended his turn. He's not going to give chase.
Yeah. No. Guess I'll just hold my action in case something happens and stay here.
Tessin, what you doing?
Well,
You don't see that, by the way. Only Tobias has seen this.
yeah, I did see him get smacked before, though.
Yes, and you currently
So-
have your own werebore in front of you.
Yeah, can I just drop off Joe in front of the werebore and continue to smack the werebore?
I believe that is what you were doing earlier, so yes.
And then I will send Joe between Clifford and, and Tobias.
Fucking Joe.
I will say the Beholderkin provokes an opportunity attack from the werebore.
Oh, you're gonna make me calculate his HP
He had
again.
70.
Wait.
He had
Wasn't it at
70.
70?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's a thought.
Hi, one more tab.
All the tabs.
He's just gonna schwack it with his maul. Does a 16 hit?
No, you're gonna make me calculate as I see. Yes, a 17 does it.
Okay, the creature suffers another 10 damage. As he gets a heavy schwack from a metal maul.
No, Joe.
In bludgeoning damage. Alright. And so now, Your friend, your little beholder kid, and its tentacles looking everywhere, made of blackness and shadows. A kind of like drooling shadow as it travels, just kind of drifts in between Tobias and Clifford before turning to look at Clifford. And one of its tentacle eyes turns around to look at Tobias and like blinks in what could be considered a wink.
Can I have it hold its action?
The mini Cthulhu.
It's its
just
own thing,
blinks
so
at you.
I will say yes.
I'm gonna say it's gonna hold an action for if Clifford tries to attack
All right.
Tobias.
Cool. What you doing,
Um,
Tessin? Make your attacks. I believe you're attacking a wereborn.
Yeah, I'm swinging with
Avenge me, Tess.
daggers. Oh no, don't. I don't have dice out. Wait.
Tessin's on the front end of the vehicle.
I have no idea what's happening. Yeah. I'm worried, but you know. I still don't know Jack. Eh. I think I'm just technically making... I can make 4 swings, technically. So, let's do that with the 2 daggers. Oh, and I forgot disadvantage, so this is gonna go swimmingly. 2 were 13.
Both hit.
And all the others were higher. Because those were the lowest 2, and both of them were 4s.
They all hit.
Next ones were like a 7 or something else. And I got cucked out of a nat 20. Very cool. The first one I've had in a while. Very cool.
Haha! I stole your nat 20, but not probably. We're getting there. It's a circle
No,
of
you stole my
vengeance.
3 nat 20s on Tuesday, so I don't want to hear it.
That was amazing.
Amazing, he says.
Dude, Spirit Guardians don't give a shit.
Where's my d4? Alright. Do I... Am I missing another d4? I'm upset. Do you have to put it on my top? Hand me a d4. Thank you. Okay. Sorry, this is gonna be a lot of calculating. Does magical matter here? It's all silvered.
All of it, that's the only differentiation that really matters is the silvered.
Okay. Good, because I don't want to count anymore.
Hmm.
27. Nope, wait. I have 1 more die to roll. 2 more dice to roll, technically. Forgot about that. 38.
Okay. This becomes
difference.
6. He looks really, really hurt, but he's still alive. He looks very bloodied.
9!
The werebore in the back of the vehicle, you watch probably as he like turns around and like he watches you like kind of like moves a massive metal door and passes into the inside of this vehicle out of your line of sight. Now, as Drifter and probably as you were driving towards Marcus to where you actually witnessed the wreck, I need to make weapon attacks with a circlet of blasting. Okay, so he's just gonna roll, because he's a werebore. Cool. 3 attacks, 2 against probably, 1 against Drifter. And probably is 2 quarters cover, I believe. What is the thing about the vehicles? I need to look up how much cover you get for being inside.
I think it was half cover for probably and like 3/4 for
Scavenger.
Vincent.
Scavenger.
Yeah,
Heal.
half- it was
Helm is
3/4.
3/4. Grappling claw. Harpoon flinger. Granite half. Okay. So each of your ACs goes up respectively. Probably yours goes up by 2 for this attack, and then Drifter's by another 5. So probably.
Drifter's unhittable.
Probably
Eh,
does
look at
does a 15 and a 10 hit you?
Me?
Yes.
No.
Drifter, I'm not even gonna fucking bother.
Because what's an AC right now? Without
Nat
the
20,
plus
for nat
five?
20s.
With
Nat
the plus,
20, Nat
with the
20.
plus 5, it's a 29.
Jesus Christ!
Marcus became Rasputin again. This
It's
is
even
so
better
sad.
from Rasputin.
It's better from Rasputin. So
Should
you
we
watch
actually
as
research
this
that,
that
though,
you
or is it
watch
just
as
dead?
this you watch as from the dust and the dirt as you guys go careening over this ledge into a crater. These streaks of flame from a target from a point in which you didn't actually see come streaming out. Drifter, it just scorches across the metal in front of you. And probably it just impacts behind and in front of you on the metal of the craft. Doing... I actually need to roll damage because it did technically hit the vehicle. So this attack did not do enough. This attack did not do enough. That attack did not do enough. These rays of just fire just bounce off the machine's armor as you careen over this cliffside. Or over this crater's edge down towards where Marcus is. Going back to the top of the initiative, Marcus, you are unconscious. Sucks for you. Scavenger crew.
Oh boy, that's us. Well, if I remember right, these things are immune to fire, right? So as long as it's fire, we should be okay. I think that's what Maggie
It's
listed.
kind of turning around, looking at the metal. It left scorch marks, but no actual
Okay.
damage.
Okay, cool. Alright.
You
So
have no idea
still,
what
I don't want
attacked
to.
you.
I don't want to get hit with that, and I can't really see anyone still outside, can I? From where we're at now.
At this
coming around
point,
the
you have
side?
lost line of sight on the enemy vehicle and your friends. It is just you, Drifter, in the scavenger heading towards Marcus and the wreck.
Oh boy. Well, Drifter, I guess we're just. How far out are we from where the wreck is?
80 feet.
So we could get there this turn, in theory?
Easily. Although it would be Drifter's action to get you there.
Gotcha.
Alright. Let's do it.
So getting there, you kind of pull up to the wreck, and probably you have the easiest time kind of just like hopping out and dropping down, quickly followed by Drifter,
Alright.
if Drifter chooses to follow. Looking around, the vehicle is beyond repair. It's to the point where even your mending spell could not fix it. And the engine is on
Gotcha.
fire. It is burning. You hear
Ghost Rider.
what you hear is the sound of a lost, wretched soul screaming in agony as it's destroyed and lost by this wreck. Something that really tears at you, probably the cleric. Just a soul being obliterated quite like this. Although when you get to Marcus, his body is laying pinned by the wreckage and at an odd angle, but giving him a quick glance over, you don't see any actual wounds. He's covered in a thin layer of dust from having, slid, but nothing at this moment really stands out to you. Just quickly looking around at the surroundings.
Is he breathing?
Kneeling down and, pushing some of the metal away from him, kind of like trying to flip him over. You start like watching for chest rise and fall, putting an ear to his back to listen for his breathing. He is breathing.
Okay. Huh. Well, I guess he might have got lucky. Drifter, help me get him on the car, yeah?
Alright.
Drifter, make me a strength check to try to lift the wreckage off of Marcus.
Strength check.
Can I assist?
Sure. Giving Drifter advantage.
That's a 15.
Is simple.
Advantage.
It's advantage?
Oh, with advantage?
Because you're getting help. There you
Yeah,
go.
that's a 22.
easily enough, with probably his help, you manage to grab the wreckage and pull it back from Marcus. And probably as you begin to walk Marcus towards the scavenger, loading him up, brushing him off from the dust, you notice that his skin, he wasn't old, but his skin appears to have taken a younger look to it. He appears almost to be made of porcelain. Though he doesn't quite feel like porcelain, his skin has the sheen.
Contract vampirism in hell.
His skin has taken the sheen of, and the texture almost of porcelain.
Well, that's unsettling. I guess the best solution
Porcelain
is
Marcus.
to wake him the fuck up. I cast a Cure Wounds.
Casting Cure Wounds actually does do the necessary healing to wake you up.
How much?
How much does Cure Wounds heal?
I'm rolling. Ooh, yeah, max heal. So that's 2. Sorry, let's see.
Oh my god, I'm dropping hundreds of thousands of frames.
Yikes.
Fun.
That's 15 HP. Back to you.
Marcus, you come to with a sputter in the back of the scavenger, surrounded. Your cat Goose is like kind of like licking at your face, and Lulu is kind of just sitting there like watching this as you come to in the back of this machine, and it's patchwork armor, dim lighting coming from the sides, and just the blasted Avernian hellscape like hitting you in the face.
Dying hearing that.
Oh, it was something else. Sorry.
Okay, that was.
Oh, did she show you the Did she show you what I said about the mask?
No, but I should show him that too.
Okay.
Oh, my mask?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Furry, like.
It was worse.
No.
It was worse. A lot worse.
It was way worse.
I freaking lost it yesterday. Alright.
Okay.
So Marcus, you come sputtering to, you were dead. You feel the pain and ache of your bones having been shattered. And your body restored. And the conversation that you had still,
nowhere near that bad.
as the conversation you just recently had weighs heavily on your mind.
Marcus, are you feeling alright? You were in quite a wreck, but you look fine.
Yeah. Ow. Ow.
Oh, careful.
It hurts.
You just get a slow head turn and a small little finger that are right in the middle of my hand, just going right in your direction. Everything.
Well, you tried to rest up. We probably should go help the others. They were still in combat when we came to pick you up.
Shit.
Yeah. This is probably going to be a very uncomfortable ride. The axle's kind of still broken, so
It's a bent
Very-
axle, but yes.
very shaky.
I'll start trying to follow wheelie.
Actually hop into the other turret.
Okay. You manage to slowly climb your way. Like, you see that there is actually a hatch to each of the gun ports behind where the person would
Mhm.
sit. You manage to climb through the interior of the scavenger to get to the gun port and manage to sit in. Just the simple act of sitting and trying to grab this, and as the vehicle screams to life once more and starts moving, they weren't kidding. This is shaky. This should not be like this. Everything you're being is like, I need to fix this. Alright.
Well, we'll be back in the other gun port too as we go back.
So, Tobias and Tessin.
Well, is the man still angry?
The man is still angry, but he appears,
Are you sure he's angry? Because I'm pretty sure that rage wears off after round.
He
if he doesn't attack or
appears-
anything.
Will you let me finish? The man, while he does appear angry, does appear to be calming down, though a little bit confused and a little bit more aware of his surroundings. and he watches he kind of tilt.
Ah.
He watches he tilts his head almost as if listening to something.
I'm gonna.
Oh yay, insane dude.
I'm gonna still try to open that.
Full strength. These are designed for werebores.
Maybe you should ask Joe.
Or Craig.
Craig can lift 5
Craig,
pounds.
hey, that's 5 pounds less that he have to lift.
My cat weighs 5 pounds. Like,
And
that's
it's
enough.
4 pounds more
That's
than
the way.
Donald can lift. What do you want?
Yeah, I know. You got that one right.
Waiting for a strength check from an angry wizard.
Strength check from
I don't
an
even need to roll the disadvantage again. I got
Oh.
a 4.
Maybe you should multi-class into barbarian.
There's a lot of things I should multi-class into. I know this.
Yeah,
Literally anything else.
you're lucky you don't throw your back out trying again to lift this incredibly heavy hatch.
We don't need any more back throwing outs.
Yeah, I think I have enough
after Paul.
of that for a while.
Yeah. So there's nowhere else I can go, huh?
You can keep trying to scale the back of it. And as you're looking around, you feel something push the hatch from the inside. And looking up at you is a werebore. And he is pissed as he's just completely pushed this hatch open for you as he begins to climb this ladder, his maul in hand.
Did he see me yet?
He
Dang
looks
it.
pissed at you.
Please don't.
Did he see
He rolled
you?
the nat 20 perception check. Yes, he sees you.
Fucking hell.
I just had to hear that dang it from here and there.
Could mute me.
Then I couldn't tell if you're talking in or out of the call.
Well. Great. So is this thing completely out of the hatch?
He's still down in it.
He's still on the ladder?
Yep.
Hmm.
And he's currently holding the hatch open.
Do I have any knowledge of werebores?
No. You know that where creatures exist,
Yeah.
that this is probably a werebore considering it's a boar-headed humanoid. But not much else. You also know that,
They wait long.
as is true with
Wait.
lycanthropy, you can't really hurt these creatures with non-silvered or non-silvered, non-magical weapons.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to summon Unseen Servant,
Craig.
Craig, and we
It
are
is
both going to
big
jump on the
Craig
hatch and
hours.
try to keep it shut.
So, you both, like, kind of grab at the hatch, which he's, like, pushed all the way open. And you, like, start, like, contesting him. Roll a contesting strength check against the werebore.
Oh, God.
Werebore?
No, wait, no, I'm not using these dice. Hold on.
Donald.
Those are not strength dice. They
They're
aren't
weakness.
strunks.
You want a
Nice.
chonky die?
I mean, they might have strunks.
Alright,
That's a
how low
very-
can we go? I got a 3.
He rolled a 2 plus 3!
Okay, but Unseen Servant.
Unseen Servant
a
can't do
6.
shit. Because, it can only move 5 pounds. You're the one doing all the work.
No, it does not say that anywhere. It has a strength of 2.
Exactly. Exactly.
Therefore, it has a minus strength
That's true.
of many.
Yeah, no, you would,
So my body weight doesn't do anything for me?
no, when he gets, no,
I
no.
tried
Body
so
weight.
hard to
You're
help this man.
sick. What you
I am a
mean
stick.
your body weight? What body weight?
See, if
Tessin, what are you doing?
With Clifford.
You kind of like, you hear the struggle of a werebore versus Tobias. As Tobias, you hear is, like, grunting. Rather uncomfortably. Rather miserably. It doesn't sound good. As you hear, like, the squeal of a werebore.
Tobias, you gotta get get like some protein shakes or something, man.
You need to
You
get
got
him.
any protein potions?
My favorite kind.
Tessa, what are you doing?
Before can I move away from said hatch? All 15 feet of my movement?
That could get you a smack.
Oh yeah, I could. Shoot, I forgot about the barbarian who I don't know is coming down.
How about the wereboar that's right there?
Well, yeah.
What are you
But I
more
thought he
scared
wasn't
of?
through the hatch yet.
Oh no, he's pushed, like he's like in out of it. He's holding it up. He's like coming out.
I thought he was under it.
No.
Okay, that makes more sense now.
I was like,
Alright.
Here's
Um,
Donald.
at this point, you deserve everything that's about to happen to you.
Right now.
I guess I'm about to die, so yeah,
Just say peace.
All right, Tessa, what are you
carry
doing?
on.
Quick question. Technically speaking, could Joe have made an attack? Can you mute yourself?
Oh.
Can Joe make an attack on the wereboar, considering the wereboar tried to attack Tobias? Or, like,
no,
threatened him?
No, because it's facing the Engie
Okay.
Clifford, and you specifically stated Engie
but
Clifford.
he has eyes facing.
But you specifically stated Engie Clifford, not Engie,
Fair.
not Engie feral creature that looks like man, looks like
Figured
beast.
I'd ask.
Good question. However,
However, it will never help.
hey, the worst you can get is a no, man.
How bad does boy look in front of me again?
Like he's, you know, a couple more hits, and he's. Oh, I forgot to take his turn. He's gonna. No, yeah, he's attacking you. I forgot about that. We're not letting you get some free schwacks. Doth a 13 and an 18 hit.
18 does.
Cool. So, trying to bring his tusks up into you, you stab down into his head multiple times to stop him from attacking you. Unable to stop the heavy war maul that comes swinging around the side and smashes into your side, dealing to you 10 bludgeoning damage.
One time I don't have mage armor up in a fight. Did you say 12?
10
No,
bludgeoning.
mage armor back this. 10 bludgeoning?
Yes.
I'm sorry, did you say 50 because Tessin's a stick?
If it was 50, I'd just be... Because no armor back this up. Well, seeing as I can't get away with anything. Let's have Joe.
Oh no, Joe.
Joe.
Oh no, Joe.
Joe.
Joe. Which one? No, okay. So. Oh, cool. He has a multi-attack. Can he just zip zap the dude who's in the hatch?
Roll
Zip
to
zap,
hit.
boopity bap.
I'll say the wereboar has half cover, considering he's half in, half out of this thing. And he's also higher up, kind of obscuring the view.
Anky. At least I don't have to roll a disadvantage for this boy. Does a 14 hit?
Yes.
Does a 15 hit?
Yes. It's just a 3/4.
Where's...
I would like to point out that 3CPO's head on my shirt looks like looks like an estranged fruit at this angle.
Clown, did you just say 3
a pineapple?
CPO?
Yeah, I might have. I might have.
You
You
fucking
mixed to us wrong.
man whore.
C3PO. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it now. I think I might have said 3CPO, not C3PO.
So
Hey,
that's
not
a
much
grand
difference,
total
not much
of...
difference.
It's CPO with 3 C's.
CPO.
Things are going just as well as for Lizzie as they are for me, so shut up.
25 damage.
Lad looks just as angry as the one in front of you does now. Just as hurt.
Go.
Good.
Rasputin's giving you advantage on the next jump kick.
I was about to say, please? Can I finally have a straight roll with Tessin? I guess Tessin's gonna make his schwangs against this one in front of him. Again. With disadvantage. Oh boy. Oh, okay. So we've got a 26 to hit.
I think
With
that hits.
disadvantage. Plus 9 though, to be fair. Then we have I thought your foot was my cat. Okay. 17 to hit?
Hits.
Reaches down to pet cat.
Where are you getting 4 attacks from?
Because of the fact that I have 2 attacks per action, and then I have a warlock thing that lets me attack anytime I take an attack with my my bonded weapon or whatever,
Pack blade.
a packed blade. I
welcome.
get 2 attacks with it, and then I have my bonus action, 2 weapon fighting attack. So 4. You're welcome. And 12 to hit,
Barely hits.
and a 14 to hit.
That's a pretty low AC.
Gus is not happy.
Good. That's the hate
Very
flow through you.
I don't see that.
Don't see what?
The extra attack.
The extra attack on what?
Pact Blade.
Features and traits.
I'm looking at it. I'm clicked on I've clicked on the Pact Boon, Pact of the Blade.
It's not Pact of the Blade. It's a it's an Eldritch Invocation. I know that. Yeah, Thirsting Blade.
There it is. Okay. You can attack with your pact weapon twice whenever you take the attack action on your turn. Technically, if you're taking the 2 attacks, you can attack with the pact weapon. Yeah, it's only 4. Okay.
See?
Okay.
I know how to math.
We all know
Okay.
math is hard, but
He's angry, guys. He can't accept it.
No, I was really confused how the hell the warlock was getting 4 attacks. So long as the
I did a little bit of min-maxing.
so long as those the second 2 attacks are not receiving the extra attack bonus because you're wielding offhanded.
Yeah, they're not.
So, anyway, you don't even get to roll fucking damage. You kill him.
Oh, I was already up to 21.
Yeah, the next little bit would have killed him. Unless you roll the minimum damage, which I doubt with what you've just fucking done. Having him just smack you in the side, you bring your pact blade down into his arm, and he like screams out, dropping the weapon as you've hit into the crook of his elbow. Taking your pact blade and the other weapon in your hand, you just stab into this creature's chest and head 3 more times before finally it kind of just lets out a wet gurgle and just slumps down in front of you, dead.
Clifford's on his way. Clifford's on his way.
Clifford is
Yeah.
preoccupied because I'm trying to figure out what to do with Clifford. Clifford's gonna get to
Are
take
we
his
referring
turns.
to Clifford, the character, or Scree?
Scree.
Both.
Hey.
Alright! It's the last Thurbor's turn. It's gonna try to gore you and bishmack you.
Well, Gus does
How's
it.
it going, Gus?
An 11 hit.
Tobias.
Tobias.
Does an 11 hit you?
I I don't know, maybe my dice will tell you they will, but I don't think it does.
They spout lies.
This werebore starts swinging and tries to strike at you as you back up, realizing, you know, the vehicle has stopped moving. He just listened to his friend get killed, and the gunners have stopped firing. He probably can assume they're dead. He looks at you, grabs the hatch, and just clunk shuts it behind him, and you hear as he locks it behind him. Now locking you out, at least from this angle, from the inside of the hatch.
Inside.
Hold up, I have to roll something real quick. God damn it, he's unable to get to the two hatches to lock them.
Goon squad.
What y'all doing?
Well, I'm gonna keep on driving.
You easily enough manage to make it back to the Demon Grinder, and you see Clifford
Alright,
standing there.
where's the fuckboy on the wrecking ball?
You don't see him, actually. Actually, wait, yes you do. You watch as this creature, like, on all fours, like, you watch as he throws this door open and goes bounding out the back of the machine, almost as if he's trying to, like, run away for his life. Roll to hit with disadvantage as the vehicle is moving, and it's shaking like a mother trucker.
He dies.
Roll with disadvantage.
Hold on. Get to the right freaking
Hey, screw
page
you
for
managed to
it.
not get it banished, so
You're welcome
you
for
managed to not get banished.
you're welcome
and
for
not
plot
kill us.
armor. Because I failed that saving
Would've
throw, by the
got it.
way.
I would have brought him back.
You know, once
Would
you banished a
have?
creature from a plane of existence not its own, it can't come back.
No,
Hey,
it can't.
Guts.
I could, if I choose to end the spell within a time limit, it
Okay.
can.
Marcus, what is your disadvantage to hit?
On the first one, how does a 20 sound? Not natural, but just
Are you shooting with the
Total.
harpoon flinger or with your gun?
with gun.
Okay. That hits.
With
What's the
both.
second shot?
See, math fails me at the current moment, but I think it's another dirty 20.
Give me the numbers.
Yep. It was actually 12 plus 8.
Yes, it's a dirty 20.
I'm
Both
being an
shots
asshole.
hit.
They were
Roll
both 12 plus
damage.
8.
What's the damage? Because there is
Let's
a
find
possibility
out.
this fucker survives this shit.
No,
By
he
the
doesn't.
way,
He
Scree,
dies.
the voice in your head that has been speaking with you, you felt this magic's trying to pull you back to your homeland, the land of your clan and your people. And whatever it is that's brought you here, that's speaking to you, interfered on your behalf, preventing you from being taken away, and tells you that your time of service is not yet complete and you cannot be returned home.
Okay, me slave.
Basically.
So did I hit Donald?
No.
I managed to prevent you from hurting other people. I also managed to save you from a banishment spell.
Joe intervened as well.
Lizzie, do me a
Okay,
favor. Hold
and was that
14
hammer
plus
cool
8
or
in your
not?
math. Mind right now.
You haven't had a chance to look at it yet because you guys are still doing things. Marcus is wrapping up the
Oh.
last of combat.
Okay.
Lizzie,
I'm
hold
not by you.
14 plus 8 for me real quick while I do the other shot.
22?
Hold a number for me? What?
Yep. Yep.
He's a rogue gunslinger. He's got a lot of those numbers.
True.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Actually,
I have a
there's sneak
fucking
attack
rogue
involved.
warlock over there too.
And also, is there sneak attack involved in this?
No.
I don't min max a lot, but
I say yes because fuck you, God. I'm just kidding.
You min-maxed where it fucking matters.
Why don't
Yeah.
you just take assassinate too while you're at it?
Different. Wrong. I'm kind of rogue.
I know,
yeah, he's a
but like,
dark trickster.
you know, just if you're doing what you want, you might as well just like make up the fact that you could have assassinate.
Where's the fun in that, though? That's basic bitch rogue.
Fuck you.
Hey, I'm playing
You
it.
know
dude.
exactly who I'm talking about.
I have all the power here, Noah. You do not want to be going and making
It
me
works
angry.
So
Do
well
you, Gus?
if you like RP it right, though.
Anyway, Noah, what's the damage?
Final one is 19.
Plus
So
22.
that's 22 plus 19. Does he
Challenge
die?
at the end, he'll throw another surprise fireball at him.
41 damage.
No, you didn't have to say that.
41 damage. Takes
see
this
that.
guy's head clean off. You're out of combat.
Yay.
I am very sad. What are you doing?
I mean, Vince, stop, car, stop.
Rasputin, go away!
Rasputin
Wait, you said the
returns.
lag more?
That's my fucking internet.
Try desync from the or try disconnecting and reconnecting. That might help.
Try DCing. Watch him take 5 minutes to reconnect now, Gus.
X. Now that you've said it, it's going to become true, and that bothers me. All right, what are you guys doing?
Is hammer a hammer? Or is it
Inspecting
more than a
his hammer, that you managed that he left behind as you chucked him overboard.
Oh, probably died.
It's just a hammer as best you can tell.
Okay.
There's nothing really special about his hammer. It just looks pretty.
Aw. Do the other ones have like the same style hammer?
Actually, theirs is just a basic like sledgehammer almost.
I'd ask to roll Arcana check, but I don't think Hrothgar's that smart. So.
Alright, Gus.
That's why you need to not kill your wizard so he can do
With a
Hey,
freaking
I have no
tinkerer's
control
kit.
over my blood rage.
So did we manage to kill the one that was running away? I got.
Oh yeah, no, his head got blown off. As far as you're
Great.
aware, you have killed every single one of these individuals.
Great.
Also, Gus, with the Tinker's kit, can I go underneath this freaking car and try to fix the fucking axle?
Yes, when the vehicle stops moving and is pulled up next to the other vehicle.
Would you say that?
Well, I did
Hrothgar
scream
is-
at Drifter to stop the freaking car.
Once the car is pulled to a stop, which at this point everybody's together in the same area, the fucking cars are together. Make me... Oh, God, there's an actual fucking check for this. Let me find the damage it took. It took a damaged axle. Interesting.
I don't like that.
Tinker's
Yeah, I may have
tools.
or may not have already made him angry. I did a little too much damage. so-
Tinker's tools, and I rolled like fucking shit, don't worry about it. Add your proficiency bonus to this dexterity check
Yes. Okay, like I need any more on Dex.
to try to just fix this with the tools.
Gus. That's a 24. 17 plus
Now
my
do it again for the other vehicle.
Sitting
That
there with
thing's
your
gone.
Tinker's tools, you really kind of just need the hammer as well as to heat the metal up a small bit to reshape it. It takes you like 30 minutes just sitting there just hammering at the axle, making sure it's straight again. And you do manage to actually hammer it back into place. It is by no means perfect, but it is straight enough to prevent the vehicle from shuddering like crazy whenever it drives.
I like to see there is an element of realism to this.
What the rest of y'all doing during the 30 minutes while you hear an incredible amount of just banging as...
Yes.
I'm checking out the other vehicle, even though Hrothgar's kind of dumb. He'd like to evaluate.
half
the
hour.
damage.
So-
So are we taking a short rest then if it's half hour?
Yes, you can if you want to. You walk over to the hatch that is by Tobias, the only hatch that you've really become aware of to come into this vehicle. And you try to like pull up on it, and you find that it will not budge.
It's locked.
Hrothgar tries to open it anyways. I don't think he realizes.
Roll me strength. Just roll me a strength check. Just straight strength.
Nat 20, break the lock.
17.
Hold up, I need to check something.
Damn, buffering.
Good news is he's rolled higher on that one roll than Donald managed to on 4. So
Ooh.
combined.
So grabbing this thing, you start twisting, but in the moment you forget, righty tighty, lefty loosey, and you just twist, and you hear a horrid, wretched snapping sound of metal as you break the lock the opposite direction, and like just pull, further breaking the thing that was actually holding it shut, and just pull this thing open.
I like how there's some sense of realism.
Oh,
I want something to break, goddammit!
oh, it's just stuck. Okay.
It was stuck, he said.
Okay. Keep in mind, I'm still kind of wary of this guy because, you know, he swung at me.
That's it.
I still have Joe
Yeah, have you guys
hovering near
made
them.
nice yet?
No, we haven't had a chance.
By the way, Scree, you noticed while sitting at the pilot station for this vehicle, the vehicle has a gauge, and the gauge is very close to what appears to be like almost empty. There's still fuel within the vehicle as best you can tell, from actually having rolled whatever. I think you rolled a nat 20. Sitting down at the vehicle to take control of it, the vehicle is low on fuel. You do know that much going into the inside of this.
Okay.
What are the rest of you guys doing?
Banging for the rest of this half hour.
Cleric's taking a
I'm
short.
going down into the hatch while
Okay.
there's a creature down there. Good, very
As you
strong.
drop down, I need to look at your name so I can Hrothgar, whatever. Bleh, my mouth. Bleh, bleh, bleh. As you drop down, you see a good distance back. This is a fairly large vehicle, and it has a fair amount of space, and you can see like the crew probably lived in here. There's what looks to be sleeping cots, like small dividers, a small chest that appears to be completely empty at the base of the ladder where you currently are, inside this vehicle. You can see the internal workings, and you see Marcus having kind of like almost like a maintenance hatch, like pulled away some of the metal and grating, and is currently just swinging with this hammer at the axle, which is the source of the banging.
Wrong car, guys.
Wrong
car.
vehicle, my dude.
That's right. You're under it. My bad.
Yeah.
I don't worry about it. And you see what appears to be like roughly your size the door at the back of the vehicle hanging open, leading to what looks like another station for something, like a weapon station.
Well, naturally, Hrothgar walks forward into it.
Above you, Marcus, you hear thump, thump, thump as a
Wrong car,
heavy.
guys.
Why would
Wrong
Marcus
car.
do that?
Because I'm
Fixing
thinking
the
of the
one with the
fucking
broken
grinder and the scavenger. This. I'm here today. I
Can,
promise.
can we merge them into like a mega vehicle?
Anyway, walking through, you hear your footsteps echo, and you see what appear to be spoiled foodstuffs and other just. This is a filthy vehicle that was clearly not cared for by the crew. It was maintained enough to be operational, but the inside where they lived is just a pigsty, quite literally. Looking at the back of the vehicle and like peering over the edge, you see several feet back one more werebore with its head a bloody mess on the ground behind the vehicle.
Okay, so I'd like to intercept concussion blow.
What?
Does he know enough? He doesn't know enough about warriors. Never mind. You've never played warrior, have you?
I play warrior, but I don't know intercept. So it's fine.
Zerker's thing. Oh my god. Disgusting.
Angie Scree. Angie.
Disgusting.
I'm not gonna talk about my 110 warrior.
What? You bought it from Blizzard?
Nope. I took it all the way up.
But he doesn't know. How do you not know? Alright,
Because I
whatever,
played
I'm
his
gonna calm
I played his protector. Fuck.
down.
I played
Yeah,
his tank all the way through.
I am full prot spec right now, but intercept. You use intercept to save your healers because it's a charge you can use in combat.
That's right. I rarely use intercepts. Anyway, what are the rest of y'all doing while this happens?
I'm gonna look at Joe and say, keep an eye on, or two. Just gonna like look him up and down on that one, the red one. Keep
It
Tobias
just it like
safe.
blinks at you, and before kind of just turning to watch.
and it stays around for an hour, so you know.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go dart off immediately back to the scavenger to see if I can find the others and or see what happened to Marcus.
Got it. I'm going to keep my headset on so I can listen to the ensuing roleplay, but I have to use the restroom. You're at a good stopping point. I will be right back.
Simple, just get it up.
Marcus has come back from the dead with a serious voice box issue.
Yeah, he's definitely Rasputin. And that's terrifying.
Oh lord.
For those of you who don't play Destiny 2, well, sucks to suck.
Since you're just
Sick.
banging away on the scavenger, I guess I'm gonna lean down and be like, are you sure you should be working yourself so hard?
I'll be fine.
You don't really look fine. Perhaps you should take a break.
No, this break.
You went
Hey.
Rasputin again. I couldn't hear what you said.
Oh my fucking god, I'm gonna freaking punch someone whoever's suckling this internet dry.
Rip.
Why don't you just like get a new ISP, dog? Simple.
It's cute, you think I actually know enough about it.
You call them and you say, hello, I would like to buy one internet. They say, how much internet?
All
Then
the
you tell
internet.
them, you pick the highest one, then give them money, and then they come and set it up for you, and it's done.
Let's
You
see
also
why.
have to tell the old company, me no want internet. Bye
Yeah.
bye.
You do have to tell
Except
the old company to
Fudger has-
cancel.
Except
Also,
Father
I hope
has
you
control
enjoy
of
this
old company.
high
and I don't have access
internet
to
roleplay,
anything.
Guys. Hope it was
Just
worth
steal
it.
your
For those of you who are
parents' identity,
wondering,
it's not
this
that
is
hard.
Rasputin.
Also, check voice text. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a few minutes and actually check out that flail.
This is
That you gave
Rasputin.
me.
Roll investigation.
Second. Oh, that's a bad stat for me.
I'm gonna pause.
That's not a bad roll.
It is canon now. Marcus
great
talks
roll, it's a
Russian
14.
and it's very robotic.
Oh, see, now you're fine. That one was fine.
I can tell you it's because of my freaking internet.
So sad.
Switch
Mhm.
to data, lol.
So now the stream should be very
I'm not
aware.
using my
This is
phone.
Rasputin. This is not what Marcus talks like.
Seriously, you shouldn't push yourself. You had quite a spell back there. Take a break.
Nope.
I'm
Banging
shooting
away.
bang inside. I'm ahead inside.
This
As I
is
see
way
him
worse.
I see Desmond come and I'm like, please convince him to rest.
You see Marcus is about like started. You can see he's like, you can see the dents in the axle. You can see like the
I just, like,
bending
see
the
his
other
legs,
direction.
not his upper half.
Yeah, you see like he's actually working on the axle, and he's actually starting to make progress on it as this is the beginning of this whole process. But it's loud and it's very hard to hear. Just metal on metal surrounded by metal is a very echoey thing. Also, your scavenger has double the space of the grinder, so it's very echoey.
You fell. Are you okay?
Brief
Not
moment,
okay.
you just
He needs to take a break.
just scoots down a little bit, sticks a thumb out. I'm
Got him
good.
back on his feet, but he's going to actually need some bed rest. But
Is she just mother henning, or are we? She, he, I'm
take
so
offense to both
confused.
of them. I take offense to
Tessin
both
just
of
kind of
those
looks at
statements.
you, very worried. and it looks like Marcus. Or are
Sorry,
you?
Tessin, where did you go to medical school?
In a previous lifetime, I would not doubt.
I'm gonna look her up now. I'm sorry. How old are you?
That's a fair point, but also, once again, I'm not sure if you're doing this to mess with me, but I am a guy. I thought I've been pretty clear about this. Okay, maybe not
I'm
that
sorry,
clear,
I forget, but
like-
it's only been a few days and it's been a stressful few days.
That's fair.
I look back
You
at
know,
Marcus.
I can't
Are you
clap you on
okay?
the shoulders. You've been through a
I'll
lot.
be fine.
Brother has
Bang,
been
bang,
through
bang,
a
bang.
hell of a lot. We really should
You
encourage
sound
him
angry.
to take his time to actually take a break.
So, Gus, at what point did I didn't come out of rage till combat ended, right? Or did you take me out of it sooner?
You came out of combat because you were unable to attack something. Unless you have the specific
Or
Yeah.
you mean
subclass that
I
prevents that.
came out of rage?
Yes.
Scree, they weren't
One
kidding. I
combat
did
before round
immediately
ended.
hit you with a banishment spell.
I
as soon as
I
this
was expecting you to do
session
something
started.
like that. So
Yeah. It worked.
nice.
Just didn't let me throw you back to the material plane. But it
The
worked.
man had help.
So I would have noticed that there was a wizardy boy that was not attacking me, right? Because I was no longer raged.
Yes, you notice that he was more concerned with, like, avoiding you and attacking the actual creatures that were operating this vehicle than anything else.
Hey, mage boy, there's one more down here.
And he's dead.
Oh,
They're all dead.
I
Yes,
thought you
realize
said there was the
stream's
one.
still on BRB right now.
You see him way back in the dirt, his head a bloody mess laying in the dirt.
Oh, I thought he was standing.
Oh no, he's
I thought
dead.
his head was just a bloody mess and he wasn't dead yet.
Oh no, his head
I
got
like to
taken off.
imagine you just called Tobias down anyway just to point out the dead body and be like, yeah!
Age boy?
Yeah.
Best you can come up with?
I just imagine Joe has like half his eyes looking at one of you and half his eyes looking at the other one.
And the one main eye is just looking up, trying to understand.
It's going back and
Brother
forth.
just kinda looks back at him, like grinning, like not understanding at all.
Also, Gus stream's still on BRB.
God, it doesn't matter. Nothing actually changed, so it doesn't matter. It's fine. It's not like what I did with Destiny. Don't worry about it.
I'm going to squeeze myself into the scavenger with Marcus and offer to help with mending. If this will make this go any faster.
Roll me dexterity. Try to avoid the hammer and also try to like straighten each section of the axle out as he hammers it.
17.
Unfortunately, it is not enough, as casting this
Oh,
spell, you manage to help straighten out some of the dents, but the axle is still warped in places, as it's not a perfect job. You don't have the machine, you don't have the technology, you don't have the tools to properly repair or replace this axle.
Well, I tried.
You do manage to help him
Think
straighten it out,
bad.
though, a little bit. It is not by any means perfect, but it is still better.
There's Joe.
So I will go down with Hrothgar. I'm gonna
There he is.
skirt the edge of the room a little bit.
You're kind of like walking through what looks like old food and bedding and just furs and hides and just... This is where they used to live, and they treated it like a pigsty.
Ironic, because there were pigs and rats.
So, are we cool now?
I don't fully understand how rage works. Would I have any memory
Yes,
of like when I was like gonna attack him?
vaguely, and again through that haze of anger, but you can still like look at events and be like, oh.
Oh, sorry. I just get so angry sometimes. I was ready to kill everything.
Suppose I can understand that. It's Tobias.
Hey, thank you. I'm Hrothgar.
Well met.
I don't think Hrothgar would say well back. It's too formal for him.
Taking some time to do this, finally, once you've managed to get it done, Lulu comes to you, Marcus, and she goes, if all is well, we must be off towards the hill, the Bleeding Citadel.
All is not well. This man needs rest.
I'll be fine.
You're still quite some ways away.
And we will get to that when we get there. I appreciate you, Lulu. But frankly, we still have to figure out the situation. Are we taking this car? Are we taking the lodger car? Is the lodger car operational? And what is going on with that? I was unable to get rid of him. So he seems to have calmed down now. I'm not sure what the plan is with that.
I like how I'm being referred to as an
You're as an uh-oh. Yeah.
Definite.
Anyway, Marcus, lay down.
I've been lying down this entire time to fix this axle.
Okay, well, you know what I mean.
You can.
He is
Maybe at
mother,
least
he is
take a
mother
few
hitting you a little
minutes.
bit. He's already lost one person, and he's seen several of his friends, of you guys, almost die over the course of the last week. He doesn't want to take any chances. Go night night.
I hate to
Go
agree
ahead.
with him,
We're
but
gonna
also
go.
maybe you should take a few minutes.
Fine, a few minutes. I need my own short rest.
There you go.
Very
You
good.
take 10 minutes to just take a quick power nap. Just to be spiteful, make it speak. You managed
Instantaneously
to.
knocked out.
Yep.
10 minutes later, just awake.
Done.
Marcus is awoke instantaneously.
Thank you
God
for taking
damn it.
care of yourself. It makes my job easier.
If this were the
Probably
Feywild,
stop.
if this were the Feywild, you would fight that now, because I got to see it. But you're not.
No.
Chill.
No. Just no. The
Is that
pun
man
is
the
too strong.
beholder?
A freaking HP just dropped back down to 0 from the pun.
Fucking this is
Hey,
the wonderful
that'll make him sleep.
monstrosity. It's a beholder.
It's a beholder. Indeed.
Just like, does it have its own B movie as well?
I'm angry.
I will bite that finger. Don't test me.
Coward.
Well, anyway.
No emergency room
so
visits
why-
right
is he
now.
all right? Did he stay up there with the big guy? Wait, no one knows. Alright, I'm going to go
What
look for
did
him
you
then.
say?
What did you say? I didn't.
I asked where Tobias was. Did he stay up there with the big guy?
I do have Joe watching them.
Brief moment
With
in
all
the
of them
10
are-
minutes. Really,
Are
Joe?
they good?
Him, Joe.
It was simple. Easy to remember.
Back to the 10
Unlike some
minutes.
things.
Out of spite, right back in.
I
Alright,
like
suppose
Joe.
we should be getting ready to move then. Are we going to take this car? Or are we
Please
going
tell
to
me
head
that was
south
Lulu
that
talking.
What did Lulu say?
west? Lulu say?
I like Joe.
They didn't hear it.
Yes,
Are we
my
shipping
favorite
Lulu
ship,
and Joe?
Lulu and Joe.
Oh, hang on, dude. Next long rest, I'll switch out for the ceremony spell. We'll hold a wedding in hell. It'll be great.
Joe, I only have 2 spell slots.
It's
You can
okay,
only be
I'll
around for
just,
2 hours a day.
I'll conjure up the ring.
What's it gonna be? Just one band that goes along Joe's entire body?
Nah, it
Has
goes
eye
around an
stalk?
eye stalk,
One eye
Lulu
stalk.
has wings or
and it goes along Lulu's tusk.
yeah, it does.
Gus is angry.
That's so cute.
That is the face
you
of
did this.
angry.
Make it
Oh,
happen.
man.
No!
Yes.
Do it.
He's
That
gotta
is
give
gonna
us
be a
all
terrible
kinds of
marriage. That's gonna
spells,
end in
but-
divorce.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll do
She's-
it.
I mean,
Joe's
he's never around.
Ship
Joe's never
it.
around.
It's very-
Joe went with Tessin to buy milk, and Tessin never came back with Joe.
That's just dead at that point.
Die.
Probably dead in a ditch.
You know, I've done many
Yeah.
weddings in my day. That's not one I considered.
A shadow beholderkin and a celestial being.
Beautiful.
Hot.
True love.
And then I saw her face, and I'm a believer.
Oh
Need to go back to sleep. Going to kind of step out of the scavenger and yell up to wherever you two still are in there and say like, "Hey, we're going to be moving soon. Are you two are Bias or big guy? Are you good to go?"
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we're good to go.
Wait. This thing's almost out of fuel.
Oh.
It's too bad. I'm sure you'll get it working eventually. Come on, Tobias, time to go.
Who had the fuel?
Wasn't it Marcus?
Indeed it was.
Marcus.
Who's
Walk over to
Marcus?
Marcus.
Are we actually trying to take? Are we actually trying to take both of these cars?
For
Yeah?
King knows those.
It's got
Wait, what's
heavy
this?
ballista.
It's fair, but can we put the smaller car in the bigger car somehow? Or are we just going to waste our last 2 soul coins?
Based off simple carrying capacity, no, you cannot. The scavenger weighs more than its capacity. Like its size outdoes the capacity for the grinder.
Gotcha. Unfortunate.
Could all ride the scavenger.
You know it could probably fit a freaking motorcycle, but that's gone.
So
Sucks.
Go back to
not
sleep.
salty.
Maybe you should have been more aware of your surroundings.
Hey Gus, go fuck yourself.
I'd like to check Marcus for a concussion.
Roll medicine.
It's a 23 for concussion.
You find
Wake up
concussion.
from the 10
He
minutes.
just lights
Alright.
up out of the light spell, like holds his eyes open.
Yep. Alright, let me look at you. Oh yeah, you've got quite a head wound there. Actually, you probably shouldn't sleep on that. I take that back. Stay awake.
Sleeps on it anyway out of spite.
God damn it.
You did this. You told him to take a nap.
I did. Well, it'll probably be fine. I'll
You
keep
hope.
an eye on him. Anyway, I'm assuming I see the Goliath kind of coming down with Tobias at this point. A light.
Yes.
Hello. I'm like not in the
hello.
headspace to voice act properly at all tonight, so we're just rolling with random similar-ish voices.
Hey, it do. If it do,
works.
it do.
I had to do a goblin accent earlier. My voice is gone.
I think the only people who have described ourselves is Tobias and I to him, so.
Because he's the only two that he's seen.
How
so
about we
far,
take
but
this
you won't
moment
get
to
the
describe
really
everybody's
true.
character to people so that everybody's fully aware what everyone looks like? Yeah.
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 Well, Hrothgar is a big red boy. He has black eyes that somehow retain a weird level of playfulness considering they're just black. Like 2 little pieces of coal in somebody's
A
eye.
one glint.
Exactly. He also has these like thick but short like horns, not like towards the back of his skull essentially. And he's just got like an overall like kind of carefree but also could potentially lose it kind of look to him. And autofill the armor for now until I like decide for sure.
And, well, I guess you're talking to me at this point.
Are you the only? I thought I was
Yeah.
doing this for everybody. Damn it.
No,
I mean,
we're
I'm
He's
assuming-
only
doing it on
described himself
mass.
once.
Yeah, everyone is within this vehicle at this point. I guess I'm just the one you're directly interacting with, so I'm gonna go next, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Alright. Hi. So, you're very tall. So, Ranmei
Thank
is...
you.
You kind of look up. Do you fit in the scavenger, actually?
Yes, he fits.
You sound so defeated.
We slew his monsters very quick.
He's really big sad.
Must be happy
Understandable.
you finally took that PC. Your own.
Yeah, so he's
And it was
Rame's
me of
only
all
5
people.
Yeah, so Rame's only 5'9".
You have no idea
essentially,
what's coming.
Right now, it's just white on like white skin, white eyes, white hair, pulled up in like a little bun, and a very almost elaborate like red, white, and gold sheet mail kind of deal, and a very, very lovingly polished shield, even through all the dirt and grime of hell, with a red-haired woman, the face of a red-haired woman on it. And he looks at you with like a tight little smile on his face. Says, hi. So, Hrothgar, was it?
How many fucking? I'm overthinking everything.
I have
can't
a
repeat this.
face picture of it.
No, I'm overthinking how he would respond in the affirmative.
Yeah, that's me. Except I'm all white at the moment. It's fine.
Yay.
Well, it's we heard about you and your exploits from a friend. So
I don't have any friends. I don't remember any, at least.
a friend, not your friend.
Oh, makes more sense.
So what were you doing out here? Just cutting your way through the hordes?
I don't know. I woke up and I was just surrounded. I don't actually remember anything before that.
Another
Is it-
amnesiac.
For a few hours ago?
Before I woke up and all of them. So much blood. So much blood.
I kind of pat you as high on the arm as I can reach, which I'm assuming is like your elbow. We've all did things, buddy.
Solid elbow pad.
Just get pep.
So
Well,
what are you guys doing out here?
Not much.
So you're describing yourself next.
Marcus, go back to sleep or don't. Make up your mind.
He just vibing.
Well, I am a 7-foot tall warforged. Frick, I actually need my phone for this. I'm a 7-foot tall warforged. No, that's not it.
So you can actually reach him higher than his elbow.
Yeah. I don't have eyes.
Who needs
Or else
eyes?
I do. Well,
You have
I'm made of
goggles.
wood. Oh yeah, that's right. You don't actually see what I'm made of.
Yeah,
You
you're
just see a set of like really weird looking armor
Oh god.
and a really weird looking shield with a face on it.
a face shield
Oh, yeah.
squad.
Face shields.
I thought you didn't like that shield.
Don't, but we vibing though.
That a person?
No.
He is kind of a
Did you say no?
person.
Nice to see someone of a normal height here.
Ouch!
Well, cool. So my
Normal.
headphones just decided they don't want to give sound for a few seconds. So I didn't hear any of that.
He's laughing because he called you a normal
Yeah.
height.
The rest of us is fine.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I like see these weird goggles inside my helmet.
I imagine it's like Ray's goggles almost inside.
Oh lord.
We don't talk about that sinner.
It's a good visual though.
If you wish to avoid unnecessary saving throws, you will not ever mention that name again.
Too bad. Sucks to suck.
Just turning into freaking Batman v Superman. Batman up in here. Why'd you say that name?
That name is now illegal.
I win that fight.
Seeing him now engage with Drifter, I'm gonna kind of pull Tobias aside and just, in very hushed whispers, be like, "You all right? I saw that take a swing at you. If he didn't, too bad. Did he?
Oh god, invisible
My
dice
God,
is rolling.
he's dead.
My. Sorry, I keep cutting out.
Are you okay?
I believe I'm okay, yes.
That's the long and short of that. Okay, good.
I feel a bit tired. I can keep going. I'm not hurt.
If you want to take a nap, please, by all means, go cuddle up to Marcus.
Finger raises, says, at that moment, just no.
Just
Then
just
right
leave
back
Marcus.
in my position. You know what? No. He gets right back, and he gets right up.
Good, you have a concussion.
Fine, fuck off, I'm going to sleep.
Why is this dynamic come out, Marcus? We were getting along. What changed, man? What changed?
He doesn't do well when you try and tell him what to do.
And a certain thing that I was very excited to ride around this cursed hell plane is now gone, and I just want it fucking to return to me.
Strangely enough, are you guys like standing outside or inside the vehicle?
So we were all inside.
Probably
at this
half and
point.
half,
We were
maybe.
half and half. Yeah.
Marcus, where are you as you scream this out?
Inside, kind of more on the edge, actually.
As you do this, you hear the sound of what sounds like a twisted, tormented soul screaming and the roar of machinery. As almost as if birthed by the landscape itself, a jet of flame erupts, not even 10 feet from where Marcus is. And sitting there is the Devil's Ride, but flaming and molten.
Gibbs!
Don't touch that. No.
Already jumping on.
You get
Grabbing
on,
him.
and it feels
I know you have
incredibly
magic, but
comfortable.
what was that?
I have no idea, but I love it.
I am grabbing Marcus immediately.
As you approach
He
and you
tries
like
to leave
walk
you
up and try to
go.
grab Marcus, you feel the insane heat irradiating off of this
Marcus,
machine.
What'd you do?
I don't know, but I'm liking it.
Hey,
Oh,
I thought
what
your
did you
magic was
do?
a lot.
Probably,
Weaker than that.
Ranmei, the longer that you stand there trying to get him to stand back, can you just roll me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Oh no.
Oh my
Oh
god.
I'm
no.
gonna go up to this bike and figure out why it's here with Arcana.
Roll Arcana. Probably what'd you get?
Well,
Can I also Arcana?
Yes.
well,
Suffice to
you know,
say,
Gus,
please.
these things just happen sometimes.
What'd you get?
A 7.
I got a nat
Oh.
one.
Yes.
Gotta love them that ones.
God damn it. Well, standing there, just the oppressive heat from this machine just begins to wave or wash over you in a single solitary wave, and you suffer 5 fire damage as the heat
Lord.
begins to
Oh,
afflict
no.
you. What was the respective Arcana checks?
7.
7.
And
Also,
Fuck both
I
of
wanna
you.
Insight the fuck out of Marcus when he hops on the bike and says, and just screaming, I don't know.
Roll insight. You guys are
It's a nat 20. My dice made it up to me.
I'm a fucking rolled deception as well, actually.
Marcus, you yourself are not actually sure where this bike came from, though you actually do have some ideas as to why it might possibly be here like this.
Okay.
For the Arcana checks, there's a heavy amount of infernal magic radiating from this machine, but the actual school of magic, you're unable to figure out as to what has created this or why it's here. All you can sense is infernal power.
Marcus is just touching
Goody.
it without getting burned.
I like.
This is very suspicious.
Was that you, Marcus, or something else?
I don't know if it was me or was something else, but I'm thinking it. It was something else.
Rasputin! Rasputin!
Rasputin.
Fucking hell.
Different Rasputin, but yes.
Fucking hell, man. As I was saying before Rest attacked my system again.
He's gone, man.
You
What
sure about
the-
that, dog?
What the hell
Oh
did
my-
you just say to me? You little...
What'd you just say to me?
I was incredibly uncalled for.
So do you guys ever just have a
Good.
moment like where in The Sims you can just see the friendship meter appear above someone's head and it's just a negative?
No, because I don't play The Sims.
That just happened.
But I felt that in real life.
I Angie. I am currently
Hi,
Angie.
Angie. Rasputin's gone.
Yes, I do. Alright, now where were we
Gonna
before
come
I was
back.
very rudely... You jinxed it. You jinxed it.
Well, now it's not coming back.
Don't jinx it.
Hey,
jinx
he's
it.
not Rasputin anymore.
Alright, where were we before Rasputin hacked this campaign?
We're getting you away from that hellbike.
But I like...
It's okay to like
Should I
things.
set our
Should
server
I
region in
remove
Singapore
him
without
from the
help
bike?
things?
No, you gotta set it to
Yeah.
Russia.
Ah, yes, that will fix it.
Also, are we just going to trust this? It just Marcus aside, it just randomly rolled up. Could be any kind of trap.
I don't think it
oh.
rolls. There was fire. Doesn't just like matter. He's like the child who doesn't.
It
Yeah.
burned up.
You just get a deadpan look.
It just burned itself into existence.
Yeah, that.
Some quality engineering, maybe.
What kind of engineering school did you go to?
I didn't.
One
The
for
freaking
precision
bird
panels.
people. Those freaking two bird dudes. Who's from the fort?
Are you
probably did this.
implying that Chaka and Clonk summoned
Or maybe
this?
they made it to where it can come back if it gets broken.
Boomerang
Wanna roll a
vehicle.
persuasion on that?
I don't know magic very well, but
Boomerang.
something tells me.
Anything you know, I know even less.
Can I inspect the bike this time?
Roll Arcana!
That's the joy of Tessa and Marcus's relationship. Is Tessa's probably like never gonna feel the need to roll an insight on him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna suck.
I'm
Yep.
not sure that Hrothgar's gonna ever feel the need to roll insight on anyone.
We'll see.
Not sure you'd think to.
Arcana?
14.
You sensing the infernal magics realize that this is also a byproduct of conjuration magics.
My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. I go back into scavenger.
Wow.
Well, I'm happy.
Friendship ended with Marcus. Now Hrothgar is my best friend.
Oh no.
My god.
Oh lord.
Alright, so at this point, Lulu finally speaks and she says to all of you,
After saying she likes Joe. Anyways.
we must be
I
off.
like Joe.
We must be off to the hill.
How far away are we? Do you know?
then let's get going. I'm gonna rev the engine a little bit like freaking assholes on bikes do.
It's
Have a
sa-
concussion,
the
put down
sound
the
of
big
a
one and let's go.
screaming soul in torment is released as you rev the engine. As
How's
the
the
machine
fuel on that,
continues to
Marcus?
burn. Looking
Filling
at
up
it,
the engine?
it has the full charge of 72 hours. It has the full
Full
charge of the
tank.
fuel gauge.
Sauce.
Full
sauce,
tank.
Sauce. Sauce. Sauce.
Take a look for yourself.
It's all sus.
Everything about this
You
place
have-
is sus.
Don't
I'm
look
happy
at it.
my bike
Hey,
is-
don't look at it, Toby. It'll burn you.
Lulu's, who asked me how far is it? Or who asked how far is it?
I did.
It is from this location several days travel.
Even in these vehicles.
Oh, shall we get going then?
Lizzie, I'm just happy that you finally noticed what I made my freaking thing for today.
Lulu, is it still several days away even in these vehicles?
Yes.
We
Have
we
enough
only
fuel.
have that's my concern now. I don't think we can take both of them. Because we only have 2 coins remaining. This one has 24 hours. If we split
Actually,
into 2
no. As soon
vehicles,
as you
we can
insert a
take
coin,
better
it consumes all the charges and destroys the coin. So both vehicles, the Devil's Ride and the Scavenger, have 72 hours, and the coins have been lost.
Yeah, so then in theory we could take both.
The Demon Grinder is the one that you would be
Nope.
concerned about fuel-wise.
Take chompy chompy.
You
What it
can
sounds like it does not have the fuel for it.
you can try to drive it.
We could.
How about we drive it till it runs
It's kind
out
of a mess.
and then swap it?
Do you think we could maybe tow it with the 2 vehicles we have?
I think that was.
Roll me
also
intelligence,
quite a bit.
Marcus and Tobias, after hearing that.
You're borrowing some of my dice.
Can I roll above a 10 any day of the
Marcus.
week, please?
Interchangeably,
A
43.
13.
Marcus, you reason that the Scavenger might be capable of hauling the Grinder, though it will be slowed. It might be capable of doing so if it is hooked up properly.
Also,
If we have some way of tying it to the thing, maybe we would basically be moving at a walking pace, is most likely. But it's not possible.
Also, hey Gus, during that short rest, I did say I was looking at the shiny flail Maggie gave
Yes,
me.
that's right. What was your investigation check on that?
I don't remember at this point, honestly, because it was
Reroll.
a while ago. Can I just roll again?
Yes.
Okay, that's a 0-17.
So on that
Looking at it, you
intelligence
realize
check,
that the fist of this flail opens, and it is a simple enough mechanism for you to pull the fingers back, and inside you see a necklace that in and of itself additionally radiates a celestial energy.
I take it out, and then I switch the fist back into a fist.
It's easy enough
Give
to
it like a
reseal
little... Just so in practice, a couple like little practice whacks while we're still stationary. Huh.
it. Swinging it against the side of the vehicle, you do no damage, but you manage to try to judge the weight and the methodology
Alright,
of swinging
food
this
ready,
thing.
Gus.
What?
Food.
Can wait. What y'all doing?
Do I tell anything about the necklace just from bringing it out, or do I have to separately?
It also radiates a celestial energy, so you'd have to put it on and like try to like figure out, like spend some time with it to try to figure out what it is.
Go ahead and put it on and begin attuning, although I know it'll take some time.
Yes.
So for that intelligence check, can I get a 6?
Yeah, you're pretty confident that this thing might be best to just leave it. You're not really sure that it'd be smart enough to try to like drag it along.
Yeah. I mean, I figured that already, but
Sure. What's next step? You all just start driving?
yeah.
Honestly, we're just I say we just leave this thing. It's gonna be too much of a hassle to deal with it.
I'm going to attempt a short rest
Okay.
in the back of the scavenger
Okay,
while we're driving.
got it.
Are you sure there's nothing we could take off of this one that we might need before we do leave it?
There was a hammer.
We could check.
I meant more the vehicle itself.
I'm actually
But
roll
nice
for investigation
thinking.
for anything useful on that thing.
Okay,
You do
go
that,
ahead and
Rasputin.
roll investigation.
Also, I'm not saying anything to Marcus, but Tessin this
Another
entire time has
13.
made sure that he's within eyesight of him.
Okay. What's the investigation check?
13.
You reason
That's enough for the day.
you reason that it might be possible to replace the what it looks like a clawed hook mount or a mount on the back of the scavenger. It might be possible to take the wrecking ball off of the grinder and equip it to the scavenger.
Do we want to use this wrecking ball on the scavenger?
I came in like a wrecking ball.
Would it be too heavy?
Eyeball it. Looking at the wrecking ball, the scavenger.
It would fit the vehicle, but it would be a pain in the butt to try to deal with in your current situation to mount it. To remove it from the grinder and mount it to the scavenger.
Maybe we come back for it.
Could we just take it with us?
If you want to carry it.
Won't it fit in the scavenger?
You just want to have a giant iron ball rolling around in a small confined room with the rest of us. What if we break suddenly?
Sounds fun.
I mean, if you
No,
hold on
it is
to
quite
it.
the opposite of that, actually.
Could that claw attach to it and just hold it?
You don't have a claw.
Don't have claw.
The claw doesn't exist at the moment.
I see.
The claw.
How heavy would you say this thing is? Or how heavy does Hrothgar think it is probably a better question.
Looking at the wrecking
Is there a
ball,
mechanism actually to release the wrecking ball?
no, you'd actually have to separate somehow the arm and the wrecking ball mechanism and the control mechanism, or find a way to jury-rig the control mechanisms together. You still have to find a way to remove the arm and then reattach it because it's different mountings. Looking at the wrecking ball, you estimate it's probably a couple 100 pounds.
Enough to break bikes.
And Marcus.
Enough to break bones.
Please quote that. Someone please quote that. It's too much of a hassle. Let's just go.
Okay.
So you guys just start taking off in the direction of, based off where you are and looking at your surroundings far from the distance, you kind of figure out, Marcus, roughly where the hill is. You can see it on the map. You're kind of like trying to guess where you are on this map because you realize this map is not at all accurate. It shows places but not distances in a relative sense of accuracy. But are you going to get on the bike and try to lead the scavenger?
Yes, yes I am.
I need you to find something. I need you to make me... Roll me 2d4, please.
2d4. Okay. 6.
What were the two separate numbers?
4 and 2.
Okay. Alright, cool. Thank you. Taking this drive, you manage to you begin to chew through the distance. You both have 72 hours, correct? In the vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. You're not taking the grinder. Marcus driving your motorcycle. The rest of you, if you're not manning a station on the scavenger sitting within its cargo bay, which in and of itself is not a pleasant experience, especially not the sound and the unpleasant extra vibrations from the axle. You manage to chew through the distance very quickly. You guess, about 3 more hours before this day in particular, as best you can tell, is over. At least according to your schedules. I need to check something for the vehicles, because I completely forgot that this is a mechanic until just now. Where is it?
Oh yeah, the vehicle's exhaustion that they have to take.
I need to figure out when they roll for that.
It's on the stations, by the way, just for reference. I'm going to stay inside this time.
Okay, so for every hour of
Remember, I can
travel...
keep an eye on Marcus.
You'll probably be out, so you're on one of the gun turrets then, I'm assuming.
I think he is, so I'm.
I'm driving in my
Oh,
bike.
Oh, you're
on
driving?
This
On
is
your
for
bike,
s-
yeah. So probably on
Yeah.
one of the turrets, yeah.
This is for the
Are you glad
scavenger.
he's back on a bike already, Tessin?
This is for the scavenger.
No!
Great.
I forget what the
This
DC...
man
I-
learned nothing.
It's a DC.
I also have Joe vibing with me for a bit. He's got another half hour.
Who
Joe's
wants to
just
be...
vibing.
Who is the
Joe's
keeper
still
of the
vibing up
scavenger?
with Lulu.
Who wants to be responsible for the scavenger? Like, keeping track
Yeah,
of...
it's Drifter. Oh,
Yeah.
keeping track.
Yeah.
Vincent,
Yeah.
mark down that the scavenger has 1 point of exhaustion.
Got it. I will.
A vehicle can get exhaustion?
Better that than us.
The
Are
devil's...
you a mechanic? I'm assuming you know
Marcus.
how exhaust works.
Marcus,
Yes.
your devil's ride also suffers 1 point of exhaustion during the 3 hours of travel that you guys...
Yeah, I'm not
The three
expert on
the 3
Avernus.
hours that you guys travel
Okay.
during the course of this day,
Okay.
you managed to cross a distance of 12 miles, slowly making your way towards Harriman's Hill, as the map once called it, as it has been pointed out to you. Before finally the day comes, before you all group up, how are you taking a rest? What's happening here?
Do it in
Are we going
ship.
to stop for
Have
the
the
night, or are we
cars
going to
next
drive in
to
shifts?
Drifter doesn't need sleep.
Bring
when
the
you get
bike
proper
close to
rest
the group
while moving.
if we're driving still.
That's the other issue. We probably couldn't.
How long do you need to recharge for, Drifter?
The same amount of time as you.
Oh, so he's not a person.
Maybe we could just take shifts driving, you and I, then?
The Devil's Ride, Marcus, when you were looking at the scavenger, would take up about half of its storage bay in size, but it would fit.
Don't bring
Okay.
that thing in here. Oh no. No
I
you.
said if it fits, it's sleep.
If it
If
fits,
it
it
fits,
ships.
it sits.
It doesn't.
If it fits, it sits. It
If it
ships.
fits, it sits, and it gives anyone else that comes within 5 feet of it in this cramped space fire damage. No, you keep your shit outside.
Then I guess that means we're going to be stopping then.
Looks like it. Alright, so just taking a general, like, gander at the landscape, do I happen to see anything that might, like a ledge or an outcropping we could, like, press up against so we're not at least open on all sides?
Looking around, roll me perception.
Another freaking ditch that my corpse was in.
It will be again, before
We
you
could
know it.
also drive for half of the night, considering Marcus only needs to
Okay, alright,
sleep
hang
half of
on.
the night.
I actually
Yeah.
rolled a good, for once in my life, I rolled a good perception roll. That's a 26.
Looking around, you actually manage to see what looks like a crater from some massive blast. And looking at it, you actually see almost on the edges of it ruins that seem incredibly out of place, made of the purest white marble. And you see almost
Oh, not this
superimposed in
shit
your
again.
mind what appears to be a beautiful garden villa, kind of just
Oh, that place
shimmering
certainly
over
looks-
this area. But inside of
I
it,
like
as
how
you
land is back.
begin to
Oh,
approach, you
gosh.
actually see what appears to be hunks of infernal metal scrapped in this pit. Picked clean, the wrecks of other machines, surrounded in the ruins of what appears to have once have been a gorgeous villa.
It's lovely. I'm going to point it out to the rest of them. I know it's not the best option, but the scrapyard will certainly hide the operational vehicles. It might make us less likely to notice. Just if we do want to bunk down there. I'm wary of the illusion on the place, but
I don't know. This place looks unnatural.
yeah, that's my fear.
You say that like any of this place isn't natural.
Can I
Some
scout
might-
the
some
place
might call
out?
it
For the land.
Make sure there's anything not hiding in the freaking dark corners.
Okay.
I also
I'm
just
assuming
rolled.
he's saying he's checking the
Interesting.
dark corners.
Yes.
Can-
That's what it sounded
Can it
like.
scout this place out?
Roll investigation as you zoom around through it.
Yay, thank you, psychopath die. 19.
This place appears abandoned. You see the same shimmering mirage as as Ranmei pointed out, but getting close to it, the mirage quickly disappears, and you realize that it's just that, a memory, a mirage of what this place once was.
Get to bamboozling.
But though you do actually see the remnants of the villa, at least outside of the crater. You see paving stones have been covered over by sand as you approach, and ruined marble pillars, and a roof collapsed in. On the inside, black and scorched sand-scoured metal that whistles and howls as the Avernian landscape does its job.
They
It's
use
gonna be-
Arcana to check for foreign magic.
Go ahead.
This place is as good as any in this hellscape.
17?
While not quite illusion magic, this memory is trying to impose itself of a time unlike any other, though you do sense the lies that this mirage represents.
Hrothgar, blissfully unaware of all of this, decides to just take out his bedroll and start setting it up.
Hrothgar just kind of like finds a suitable flat spot, kind of piles up some sand to help like make a little bit of a bed, just lays out his bedroll and just falls asleep.
Guys, could you mark the map just generally where we are right now?
I am looking at a different map, so you'll have to give me a second. Because I'm going to make mention that you guys are about here.
So are we only staying for... If we could only stay for half the night, and the rest of you can just sleep while we're on the move, because Marcus only
Will we
needs
actually-
4 hours.
You
Yeah.
are
Get restful sleep while
about
we are on the move, though?
there.
Are we guys able to... Are they actually able to sleep while we're on the move? Is that physically possible?
It will be a Constitution saving throw to try to, or it'll be a Constitution check to see if you're able to fall asleep inside the vehicle.
Did you mark it in a way we can see it on Lizzie's stream?
Yes, it is a
Yes.
little black
As
circle.
much as time is of the essence here, I think it would,
Right underneath the
especially
black
after
goop
these
of the
last few days,
volcano.
be worth it to
Oh.
get our bearings. Take a
Because
moment
the
to
fort-
get the cars fixed up, get ourselves
Fort
fixed up.
Fort Knucklebone is actually in the hills behind the black goop.
Okay.
We've basically just gone around it a little bit.
Want the 2 spikies in it? Or
No, I
H
think to the
one.
right.
Directly
Talking about
directly
those
to the right of the
ones.
black tar.
Yeah.
Okay.
The little boys.
You boys.
At this point, I'm going to say it's an actual break time because I need some Tylenol because I'm getting a headache. I've been getting headaches pretty regularly recently, and I don't know why.
ditto.
So this is a chance to use the restroom, like get something to eat real quick. I will be back in like the next 10-15 minutes for the game to resume.
I am officially now Ghost Rider.
Dear lord.
Oh,
stand-up guy. He's also a quick draw kind of guy. It seems like.
Donald, thank you. Thank you.
This is depressing.
Alright, I'm back.
Anyway, I suppose we all had. Did we have? I suppose we all have had dinner. But don't forget rations are a thing and how.
They taste
Mhm.
ashen and bitter.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no, we have
But you're
to.
still, but
no.
as much as they still nourish your bodies, they taste
nasty.
awful.
So reduce my quantity by 1.
Yep.
Yeah, we have 5 people using rations.
I thought each rations lasted a full day. Is it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Yeah.
ration
This is
lasts
just
for
for
digestion.
RP reason.
Right.
Might as well knock off tomorrow's as well.
Good berry.
Shut up, Gus.
Donald, learn to cast Goodberry.
Yeah.
No,
I could, you
probably
know-
because it's actually gonna save our lives. You don't have to
yeah,
worry about food.
Yeah.
How
you-
would Goodberry work?
You don't have to
in
worry about
Avernus,
having
I wonder?
functional spell slots.
But it still tastes nasty.
Also, water is absolutely still a factor.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no,
the jug-
water tastes like fucking ass.
It's
as
not
well.
been great.
Also, doesn't Goodberry just replace the water? Because it kind of like says it, replaces the effect of a full meal for the full day.
It just says full meal. I thought it said the food.
I will
Otherwise.
go look at Goodberry again.
Oh no, I never take
Can
good
that
berry.
jug? Can that jug pour any like juice or something that might
Yeah,
taste a
I'll
little
give
better?
you take a little look. See what you want.
Do not
Beer?
don't drink anything this man offers you.
You want beer?
Don't-
Or do you want fresh water? Or do you want
We
wine?
want mayonnaise.
What the jar of mayonnaise?
So the Goodberry says it creates enough nourishment to keep a creature sustained for an entire day.
Y'all ever had a cat burp on you?
Yes.
I
That's weird.
Cat's burp.
I was holding her, and she tried to crawl
Everything
out, so her stomach
That
was
has a
laying like this,
digestive system does.
Over
in
my arm?
One way or another.
and she
Wait,
just
don't-
burped.
Don't birds have a digestive system but not burp?
Depends. Do they burp out their mouth or do they burp out their ass?
I don't think they can do either.
Well, sucks
Also-
to suck to be a bird.
Rats cannot gag, by the way,
Why do we need
They
to know
do
that?
eat trash.
because in Ratatouille, Remy gags, and it's a physical impossibility for a rat to gag. Means his cooking is so bad it made a rat gag.
I didn't need that piece of trivia.
You have it.
Now
I
you
feel
have it.
called out.
Yeah.
Wait.
You know what I'm actually gonna do, guess? I'm gonna open the freaking thing of the 8 gallons of fresh water, try to drink that. Does it still taste terrible? Aw,
Yes.
sad. Now I'm gonna try the beer. Everyone, does that taste bad?
It tastes like beer, but it also tastes bad.
Aw, it tastes like
It's
Coors.
bad.
It tastes like Coors.
Sure.
I know I've had Coors. Tastes like shit.
Oh, Mr. Over 20. Something, I don't know.
I had it when I was 19.
Yay.
Oh yeah, you guys are all BBs. I forget that sometimes.
Yes, I'm baby. Don't think too hard about it.
Hmm.
I am not baby.
He's 35, you're 24, we're all under 20 or 20 or under, it's fine.
You're all
I'm
so
21.
many BBs.
I'm actually a young 24. Thank you
I am-
We
very
have
much.
two 20s,
Wait,
the
is there-
I am
21.
the oldest BB.
You're a young 24. What about. Is that actually old 24?
Ye-
Vincent, we're the only under
Yeah.
20s. Also, Gus and Noah, look in voice text.
Yeah, I see.
Why does all Nathan do is attack me? It's the only memes he sends me. Always attacks. It's only attacks. I'm upset.
Ups, daddy.
Sucks.
Spaghetti.
through you.
Get bullied.
Alright. Carrying
Alright,
on.
if we're gonna start off, Gus, don't forget that stream's on BRB.
I know. I was fixing it as I get back to it. Okay.
Mhm.
Just
Finish
a
eating my
friendly
beans,
reminder.
then we'll begin. Okay. Alright.
It's Mike. Friendly reminder.
Seeing nothing in the immediate vicinity of our little makeshift camp and everyone else kind of settling down, I'm gonna go for a walk.
Okay.
Be back. I'm just gonna walk off. I'm gonna go admire what's left of the villa and what it used to be and think about how fucked every single person in hell is at the moment.
I guess I'll
very
take your
nice.
watch.
Roll perception.
I'll watch with Tess.
I'm gonna do this in a way that the stream can watch. So
oh, yeah, I can peek in.
I'm gonna deafen myself
dice
to this
rolls.
Discord real quick. I'll turn up my camera.
He's talking to stream and I don't appreciate it.
That was a stealth check
I say
hate
we
him.
listen in.
because
Alright, pull up stream.
I already have it up.
Yeah,
let's
same.
see. Let me find a specific little creature here. Cause I got some fun with the cleric in mind. Come on, fucking. I don't want the damn planes of existence. I want specifically Bator. Fucking. Where is it? Found it. We're good. That's the
Does this
DM's
boy
guide.
have plans?
That is not the book I
Does
wanted.
this boy have
No,
plans?
no plans at all, dude.
He's a DM. He's got plans.
Okay, there it is. Okay.
He has a few plans.
And he makes his
So
lovely
Scree,
comeback
you
at the last.
should find a picture for your critical role page so it shows up in the overlay. Right now you're just
I mean,
the
D&D
anon
Beyond
symbol.
page.
Your
Little
critical
critical
role.
what?
Yeah. Sorry, I've been
He has,
marathoning it
he
lately.
has an overlay
They
of
advertise D&D Beyond like every fucking thing.
he has
Yeah,
an
you
overlay
should-
on his stream, a plugin that has all of our characters and their HPs.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so it shows like the picture.
And it
and
shows
your
your little
HP
icon that you have.
It's cool.
Anyway,
Oh,
I've said my
okay.
piece about what that is.
Yeah,
I have some
MS Paint
entertaining.
time.
Yeah.
Yo, like Screech?
The cleric's in for a little bit
His
of
last,
surprise
his
here.
first character he did in MS Paint. We want to pull up Skreek. I have him
Oh
saved
my.
somewhere.
Okay.
It was more of
God.
a meme than anything, but I kept it. So,
Screech.
you know.
I'm gonna have those on
Nice
watch and
report.
probably make a perception check for me. Or Rand may make a perception check for me.
12.
Thank you.
Because thank you for screwing over my nat 20 again.
Ooh, that's the same dude.
Tobias.
Well, I mean, with this long rest, that should cure it,
I-
won't it? Because you
I'm
only got
actually
one
gonna
more.
That's just the movement.
Oh.
Go for that long rest.
Okay. Alright, what did probably get? Or Rand may get?
56.
26. Shit, I forgot what his little,
Do you have a disadvantage or no, probably?
Oh shit, you're right, I
I
do.
went to go
That's
look
my
up
bad,
something and I
completely forgot.
completely forgot what it
Oh,
was.
that's still a
Okay.
25. I rolled a 19 and I rolled a 19 and an 18. Yeah.
Cool! Fuck off.
I think that now's a good time to bring up the fact that Marcus is the last one to go to bed, so he's waiting for Ranme to come back before he actually goes to sleep.
What?
Tessin, you actually are aware that Marcus is not going to sleep. He's just kind of sitting there. He's not meditating.
should
He's just kind of just
Sleep.
resting. But you also you find it hard to listen for things because of the whistling of the wind through the metal of the wrecks around you. And because you're in a crater, it's kind of hard to see up and over and out the ledges and
I don't like
see
any of
things
this.
approaching. Probably. Sorry, Renmei, walking through the ruins, you crest out the top of a crater just to like really appreciate the mirage of the villa and the remaining ruins of what this place was. And as you
I'm
begin
just
to walk
vibing.
towards where like maybe a couple of servants would have slept, walking through the ruins, you hear something shift and a bit of stonework move.
Stop.
Roll
Like-
initiative.
Sorry. Just wanted to take a nice midnight stroll.
Oh,
So I've
regret your
stopped.
choices.
And going to kind of. Which direction was it? Was it in front of me or back the way I came?
Kind of behind you, inside the room.
Alright.
And turning around, looking around, you actually see what appears to be smaller bones scattered around. Some fresh, some old, but all smaller in size. Actually, hold up. I need to look this creature up.
Oh lord.
I'm going to duck kind of behind a nearby pillar or
How
something
big
and
are
nose
you?
around.
Ah,
and
okay.
just
I'm right. Okay.
on the other side, the whatever path I'm at.
Say that one more time.
I'm gonna kind of very slowly, half movement speed my way to the other side of the path and kind of.
Taking your time to creep around, you kind of begin to walk around, and you begin to notice more and more piles of tiny little bones just scattered
Anyways,
absolutely everywhere.
Someone likes chicken wings. Alright.
Boom.
Can I make any kind of roll to see if I recognize bones?
Investigation check.
Blown? The spooky boys?
Have they returned? Yes, who's back?
It's gonna be a 3.
Yes, who's back? Yes, who's back? Yes, who's back?
Where'd he get bones blown?
Look at bones.
Looking at the bones, you just begin to see more of them, and then you begin to see rocks that look like more of the bones. And you just kind of begin to psych yourself up as unable to fathom whatever these creatures are that are dead and whatever's eating them. You can't really wrap your head around them.
I'm to mind my business. Again, I slowly kind of just little and just can't get any time to myself, and I just kind of head back towards camp a bit.
Alright. You see, towards the end of your watch, Tessim, Ren may come back after a little bit of a stroll, a little bit long of a stroll.
At the beginning of my, as soon as I noticed that Marcus was awake, though, earlier, I was gonna tell him to go.
Komona
You
Keshan is
really should get some rest. I know. I sound like a broken record.
No, it's not that. We're in my left.
Hmm.
Don't feel comfortable with her just walking around. Him walking around. God, I'm going to forget that this entire time. First interaction. He's a she.
I'll be watching for him.
Alright. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Okay. Well, you're half elf. Can't you meditate like a normal elf?
Well, you know what I mean by sleep.
Yeah.
It's easier to
Rest.
say
Going to
sleep.
rest.
Alright. And as Marcus, you begin to rest, you begin to fall like into the deepness of your meditation as Renmei returns. Who's taking next watch?
I do kind of, as I come back, I kind of wave at you two and say, there's something, there was something out in the metal. It didn't sound particularly aggressive. It was just king imps or something. I don't know. Didn't bother me.
Alright. I'll just kind of,
You should
tap
watch-
on
you should,
Drifter.
You should watch the cat, though. And
Will
I
do.
settle in.
I'll tap on Drifter and say it's your turn. And just kind of
Drifter just
settle
walks
in.
over there and goes back to his long rest.
Alright.
And now
Make
that
perception
mine
check, Drifter.
And when mine's done,
Oh,
I will
calm check.
join him on that as well.
Yours is kind of semi-started. You will be halfway through
I'm
his
saying
watch.
when mine is, I will join him.
So
in
guys,
that.
you said Constitution,
Perception.
Perception.
Yes, roll me con. Ah.
Cool. So that's gonna be my perception.
Do we
as
need
a
our own
save
nat 1
perception.
counter as well?
Thank you, Drifter. I have no words to describe the amount of oblivious that you are in this moment.
Is that
Yeah.
Skreek?
You
Is that
hear
what
the
that is?
sounds
Is
of
that voice
you hear the sounds of screaming through the metal. You're kind of lost in the beauty of the mirage above you, completely and obliviously aware of your surroundings. You kind of actually wander a little bit far from the camp.
Tessin should have been named Polo.
Oh my fucking god.
Oh,
He's rolling. Stop.
interesting.
Oh no. I mean, it's Drifter, like it can hit him.
I'm not worried about him.
I'm worried about us.
Yeah.
Gave you
Blind
all a
ticket.
heads up. It's not my fault you did not communicate that
No,
to the
it's-
next
it's-
watch, and then I
it's-
go back to sleep.
It's gonna be another Bruce.
Return of the King!
Yay!
Drifter!
Not see it that way.
Drifter!
Light to beacons.
Yes.
Drifter is the king in his own mind.
Light the beacons.
Does a
Rohan, we need. No, we need a.
does a 21 hit?
No.
Does a nat 20 hit?
Lord.
Sadly.
Okay. Let's see. We're gonna have the barbarian. We're gonna have.
Does a nat 20 just always hit? Is that
Yes.
just how
Yeah.
it works?
Yeah.
Uh,
Depends on the DM.
Marcus. And
Most of
we're
the time for us, yes.
gonna have. We're gonna have Tessa be in on this one. That didn't go anywhere. Right. Barbarian. My little Hrothgar. Does a 6 hit you?
No.
Marcus.
See.
Does a total 20 hit you?
Go fuck yourself.
Tessin,
you
does
have
it
against
does Tessin? Does an 18 hit you?
And I'm assuming I haven't taken the effects of a rest, so
No.
Yes!
As you're beginning to fall, like as the effects of your rest are beginning to happen. Wait, hold on. You just started to sleep, right? Yes. Okay. No, your effects have not. The effects of your long rest have not taken.
How long
account.
have I been sleeping? Can I like go
About
off
4
my short
hours.
rest?
You've been
Okay,
asleep.
so it's the effects of my long rest.
It's the
Pretty
L.
much it.
Basically, Marcus is the one who gets a long. Marcus and Drifter are the only two who have actually gotten a long rest out of this. As
Yay.
Drifter, you
Consider
turn
it a
around,
short
and I
rest.
actually have an image for these things.
Yay! Image.
I don't think you can roll hit dice for, I don't know, to guess.
Really? Oh, there it is. I was gonna say, really? I don't get to share this thing.
It's-
This thing is tiny, Drifter.
Abyssal
It's maybe
chicken.
about to your ankles.
Oh
As it tries to
my
bite through the
God,
steel
y'all
of
are
your
eating
armor, it
chicken
managed to get its
tonight,
claws.
boys.
It gets its claws into
fun.
your armor,
Back
Drifter,
up and
before
in,
like
boy.
shredding at your ankle a small bit, dealing to you 10 slashing damage as it attacks your ankle. The barbarian, this thing like runs up to, you don't know that this thing is there quite yet, and because of your AC, it doesn't actually wake you up initially. You feel like a slight like almost like acupuncture like on the back of your neck. You're like, oh,
nice.
that feels good.
Nice.
As you're sleeping. As Marcus and Tessin, as you begin to fall asleep, you look up in time to see this thing waving what look like leathery wings as it jumps at you. Put your arms up in time for it to block its jaws, clamping down on your arms, dealing to you 4 piercing damage. As Marcus, you hear Tessin cry out, and you look up, and you see a clawed foot scratch down the side of your face, dealing 5 slashing damage. As these chicken-like monsters, these leathery chicken monsters, attack you.
I hate how this is one of your most elaborately described things so far.
Drifter is asking aloud if this is.
You
a
can
dumb-
tell that he's been waiting for these fucking chickens.
Please.
They
I know he
did
has
like,
been.
Shit, they did like chicken wings.
Anyway,
Drifter out here like ducky.
what'd you say, Drifter?
Is this a duck?
No.
Is this a loss?
Is this a pit?
Are we rolling as?
Yeah,
Yep.
we have to roll
Initiative?
it, don't we?
Nope, I'm gonna have Drifter, I'm gonna have Marcus and Tessin, those of you who are actually attacked by these creatures, what are you doing?
It gets
I
stabbed
am
in its stupid
going
fucking
to
face.
grab
Yeah, I
my-
think we
I'm gonna
both grab
do-
our plus
grab
daggers.
my
You
great
only
sword,
made, that's
throw
all you
my
can really get
shield.
is your plus daggers to make your attacks, Marcus and Tessin. Drifter, what?
I'm gonna drop my shield, and wait, no, I don't. Oh, I do have to drop. It's cool. So I'm gonna drop my shield and just hit it with my great sword.
So, this is literally the epitome of that meme. 3 damage goblin, barbarian, 23, as Drifter, you just put your shield down to the ground, you grab your sword, roll to hit, all of you.
So because it's my +3 dagger, I can make 3 attacks, which makes Gus so happy.
Oh yeah, I actually have to roll.
This
can
will
only
make
do
you a
the
bit
one, but you know
happier
what?
though, Gus.
Cool. So that one probably misses. Does a 12 hit it?
Actually, no.
Does a
Yeah.
total 20 hit it?
Yes, total 20 hits.
Cool.
Yeah.
So it's gonna take 2d6 plus 3.
Cool. Tessin, what were your hits?
9. Actually, no. Dirty 20.
Hits.
13 damage, non-silvered.
Okay.
17.
Hits.
Nat 1.
Awesome.
So 10. But
Okay, so we're gonna get back to the damage you deal. Marcus, what is your to hit with the dagger?
The one possible swing I can do is a 19. above
Hits.
10.
Alright, so literally the actual gif. As you watch as 2 of these things are attacking Drifter, you watch Marcus attest as he throws his shield to the ground, takes his longsword, and just like a golf club, swings, slicing this creature clean in half.
I didn't put it in the chat.
The creature like screams for a second as he just cuts through this thing. Tessin, what's your damage?
Check it out, oh, chicken. Thank you, probably. Very
That's
25.
As you pull your dagger back and you like grab this thing's by its leathery wings and you just like snarl in fury at this thing for keeping you from going to sleep. You take the dagger, you just stab into this thing, almost completely eviscerating. You actually manage to like cut off its leg, so its like leg is limply hanging there. You slice open its throat as it like squeals and blood comes jutting forth from its jugular. As you like just cut off its wings, you're now holding these bloody wings in your hand as the creature just falls limp and just dies instantly. I will actually have you roll me damage to that third and final hit, that nat 1, please.
ooh.
Who did she stab in the face?
As you
It's
go
good,
to
Marcus.
cut the wings off, you
I'm
manage to
up in a
catch your
brooding
own
position.
arm in the
Anybody
swinging
wakes
motion,
me up, I swear to God.
dealing that damage to yourself, Tessin.
Well, that's a grand total of 13 damage, 3 of it being poison. I
Ye-
deal that to myself.
Yep.
Very cool.
She
Alright,
stabbed
Marcus,
herself
you
in the
Tess is
leg.
bloody.
Marcus, you stab this thing.
Yeah, only 10 damage,
Very
but
bloody.
As you just see this thing running up, and as it like you see like as it clawed your face, you see it tries to bite you, and like you just like stab this thing in the mouth, and it like gurgles over your dagger before just completely going limp on the blade.
that is a very wonderful sign.
Alright, time to start teabagging it.
Now it's the Abyssal Chicken's turn, the one that's left. Does a I don't want to make its multi-attack. Ooh! Does a 14 hit you? Hrothgar.
No.
Does a nat 20 hit you?
Fuck you. I don't want to wake up for this shit.
Thank you.
As this thing continues
wanna wake
chewing at the base of your neck, it finally decides it's going to try to claw at you, and putting its foot up, it just drags it across the base of your neck, awaking you instantly as you suffer 10 slashing damage as this thing cuts open the base of your neck, like at the top of your back. And like sitting up and turning around, you just see this thing. The closest weapon that you really have is your fists, but you can try to make a grab for your axe to punch this thing, or to hit this thing. as it looks up at you and like hisses. Its wings like beating
You know
down.
what?
You, Lizzie.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my Stone's Endurance to reduce that damage by 1d12 plus 3.
All right.
So give me a moment. So it completely reduces the damage.
Okay. That's fine. You put your hand like at the base of your neck, and you come back and you actually have had blood drawn. I'm gonna actually have you make just a fist attack against this thing to punch it.
Just
Wait,
You're
you're,
just gonna
that was a
punch that thing.
reaction. You're
Yes,
counting- wait,
this is just for you to just punch this thing. Is
Okay.
just
All right.
for pissing you off and waking you up.
How dare it wake you up from your
Um,
slumber?
About that. This is a 10 hit.
No. All right, who wrote on my
I
damn
got you.
image?
Who do you think?
I can't erase it. The eraser won't
Okay.
work.
Sorry, my bad.
There's the eraser. Aha. Okay.
Hey,
All right.
Just get rid of it and put a new one.
I have the eraser now. Don't test me. Anyway, what you doing,
Wait, draw a penis.
Hrothgar?
would I
Oh,
have
don't
to like
think that's a
make
good
a
idea,
roll to try to
Marcus.
grab
I
my
have
axe?
no,
No, you can easily just grab your axe. It would be a roll to hit it. Would you?
Okay,
Yeah, okay, you didn't hit it with the punch. Cat, shut up.
So I'm gonna roll the slice and dice this boy.
cat in a
Roll to
wing.
hit.
Does a 26 hit?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Okay, and it does 11 damage.
You like reach over, grab your axe, kind of like grab this thing, and, like shove it back before just boom, just bringing your axe down on it in one solid swing, just completely crushing and decimating this thing.
Yay.
And
Rock
looking
goes back
around,
to
you
sleep.
don't see any more signs of these things. Though you do see Tessin, Marcus, and Drifter. Drifter, you actually are under attack by another one. We're gonna make its rolls.
Oh,
God
okay,
damn
yeah.
it! Does a 12 or a 19 hit
Emos
you?
don't throw them at me anymore.
No, they don't.
Yeah. So
Really?
the second chicken that was attacking you, chicken like thing, demonic chicken, it starts biting at your boots and trying to claw where its ally did to try to take out your foot.
They're trying to just eat my foot.
Yes. All right. I'm gonna put this up
Fucking
real quick
knees,
because
come
this is what just happened basically.
Also, these are the chickens.
The G.
I love that video. It's so well timed. All right.
I know, Mom.
Roll your to hit, Drifter, against this abyssal chicken.
Cool. Do I have a +5 or a +6? +6. That's 11. Does an 11 hit?
Nope. I get to do what I get to do what I wanted to do. Nope.
Does
Fuck
a total 20 hit?
Nope. Fuck you. I'm taking it from you. Okay. What is this? Okay.
Wait.
So you watch as this chicken starts rearing back. It's almost like something is pulling on it, and before you, as you're about to swing, you watch as this imp appears, pulling on the chicken backwards, and you watch as its stinger slams into the back of this abyssal chicken, and it like lets out like a little scream as the imp stings it, dealing. Okay, now it's gonna make a Constitution saving throw, which it nat 1.
Did he kill his own chicken?
He killed his own chicken. You watch as this imp, and you watch as the chicken like struggles for a second before falling down. The imp like, so it's like, it's actually the same size as this chicken, though a little bit paunchier. And like, tries to, like, he watches it, like, tries to grab its arms around the chicken. It looks at you and it like, before like it starts trying to fly away with the chicken that it's now killed.
Am I still in my freaking perch?
Yes, and you see this. This thing is not being subtle. This thing is not being quiet. It is trying to. It is trying to fly away with its little chicken that it has now.
Is it actually possible to jump and stab this freaking imp?
Not from where you are, no.
Do it.
Like let it, like as it if it comes closer.
Oh no, it's like walking past Drift. It's like going like right past the Drift or off towards the ruins that Ranmei was at. As it's like trying to like drag this like little thing with it. It's completely unconcerned with you. It just wants this.
You took my kill.
Mine! I killed it. I hunted it. You are in my hunting grounds.
Well, you're about to be in mine.
Mine! And it starts like trying to like waddle away faster with its little prize. It's like dragging it the same size as
Do
it.
you think I can hit
I'm
that?
making a hold on, I'm making a strength check for the oh my god. It rolled a total 1. Not a nat 1, a total 1. As the thing is like pulling on the chicken, trying to drag it back to its little den.
Drifter, do
Are
you think
you
I can
playing
hit that?
tug of war with a chick?
The chicken's corpse is playing tug of war with the thing that killed it.
With an Avernus Jawa?
I will accept this. I will accept this.
How many Star Wars references can we get in one night?
Rasputin singing the Star Wars theme is so good.
Like, the first half was fine, and then the second half was Rasputin, and it was amazing.
Hold up, I'm gonna try to clip that. I need to clip that. That was fantastic.
I need to hear this.
How do I clip? Okay, there's God damn it, how do I clip? Fine.
You gotta
Just
set
do
it.
it.
set
Alt
where you
X.
can clip.
God damn it. It's fine, it exists, it's in the stream. That was amazing.
Can we get game information for that?
No! But
Or
make
shot.
your to hit. What are you attacking the imp with?
You know what? I'm gonna freaking shoot the imp.
Alright, roll to hit.
You're just gonna shoot the imp.
Yes, I'm gonna shoot the fucking imp. It's an imp. My cat doesn't like imp.
It was
a cat
talking in
named
common, by the way.
Oh, I was hoping it would be speaking in abyssal or something. Just like nobody else would understand what I was saying.
How does that 20 sound?
Like, I can't even bullshit this thing surviving. Roll damage.
Oh my. Oh Lord, Gus. How does 29 sound?
Nearly tripling the imp's HP. You line up a shot, and you pull the trigger. All of you waking instantly, those of you who are still asleep, to the sound of a gunshot, as this imp is pasted. You can't tell what is imp and what is whatever the hell this thing is that attacked you anymore. As the shot just rips clean through these two tiny little monsters
This is what D&D is about right here.
and makes them one.
killing the imp that killed your that killed the demon chicken that tried to kill you.
No, it's just about demon chickens, dog.
And that's where I'm going to end today's session.
God. Dear Lord.
My fun little imp!
I love the fact that, Gus, it took you this long to realize the extent of my little bit of min-maxing.
Not gonna talk about
I've
it.
been doing a whole lot of short range until the last, like, 2 sessions, though.
I'm not gonna worry about it. It's valid. It's fair. I just didn't appreciate the swiftness with which this boar fell.
When Tessin does hit,
That's the other thing,
Down
is
first.
when he hits.
it's when he hits, and if he's not down, then we're good.
Ugh.
Those times are few and far between.
But you couldn't let the imp have its chicken, could you?
No.
No!
It's our chicken now.
had like 4.
Yeah,
You
like,
guys killed.
Who said he had dibs? Like, what the fuck?
He did.
Well, we didn't agree to that. We didn't ask for our
It's-
consent.
Avernus.
I
There's
swear to fucking God, I'm gonna
5
revive
against
if I have
1.
a simp.
I'm
I
really
swear
glad
to
that the
it's over.
Your revivify.
Are you gonna
as
be the
as
imp
as
simp?
shitty as the rest of this session went for me. Like I was not in a good headspace for this. I'm really happy the end of the session went rather well. I was able to get a good laugh.
I'm happy my bike's back and I'm
Oh, I
good
hate
now.
these vehicles. They make things so complicated for me.
Yeah.
It's
No,
fine.
what makes
Walking
things
makes things complicated for us.
stress. You know
Yeah.
what makes things complicated for me?